Week 15 in the books. What a comment from Hetzer to start the show off. Currently, Ray is dropping an atom bomb or a meat bomb in his toilets. Hetzer says he Hiroshima'd that toilet, and damn straight he did. Damn straight he did. That's what he does. A lot of people pissed at Jalen Waddle, who is just awful, and of course he in his second catch, cold weather. He has the cold weather, but gets banged up as usual. Doesn't miss any. I think he misses a snap or two, but like typical Jalen Waddle. Just, man, I had a rough one, boys. I had a hell of a week, man. I was in 20 buys and I had 12 matchups, and I was looking at. I was going to win 11 of them, and then, DK needed 5 points to beat me, so whatever. That was what it is. I was going to lose that one, but then I needed less than 23 points from A-Chain and Waddle. Dude, it looked like it was good. It was good. Waddle was doing nothing, and then garbage time, which was weird because the Dolphins were slow playing that. They weren't even playing to win the game at that point. They gave up when they were down by 18, and they were just, huddling up and like running the play clock down to fucking like 4 and keeping A-Chain in the game, which is just strange because if you're not playing to win the game and A-Chain has a rib injury, what's going on there? So anyways, just rough. I need to get drunk because, I have a lot of other teams alive, but like that one really hurt watching it, losing by 1 point, especially with Jalen Waddle doing nothing. But, Devin A-Chain, dude's a stud, man. The ultimate PPR scam. It's like he doesn't need to score touchdowns. He doesn't need to have big yardage games. He's going to have 6 catches a game. It's the old CMC thing, man. Just like guaranteed touches, guaranteed catches. Can't go wrong with that shit. How's everyone doing tonight? So Sven, AJ Brown, and Buka, Michael Wilson, pick 2 full PPR. Michael Wilson is a must start if there's no Marvin Harrison. We have no positive news on Marvin Harrison. I would not, but I don't imagine he'll play week 16. He might not play the rest of the year. Now I hope that's the case because I have Michael Wilson everywhere. It's Michael Wilson for sure if there's no Marv, and then probably AJ Brown against the Commanders. Ibuka's fine. I do kind of like Ibuka this week with J.C. Horn. J.C. Horn should be shadowing Mike Evans. And what we've seen in the past with Mike Evans, great all-time talent, all-time receiver. But I just go back to the Marshawn Lattimore days. Marshawn Lattimore would shut him down. J.C. Horn's that caliber of corner. So this should open up a lot of room for Ibuka, and he's getting 8 targets a game. That being said, A.J. Brown got to start everyone against the Commanders' shit defense. Like Darius Slayton should have had 6 catches for $120 and a touchdown, but he dropped 2 passes. So that's a must start there. And then I guess the question would be full PPR. Let's say Marvin Harrison plays. Now, do we go Ibuka over Michael Wilson? I think I would still ride the hot hand with Michael Wilson. I think that's talk about PPR scams like A-Chain, like Michael Wilson, ultimate PPR scam. So that offense isn't slowing down. I kind of like the matchup this week. So I think my answer is even if Marvin plays, it's Michael Wilson, but that one's closer. We got Joe Blacko in here. Let's see. Justin, week 16, Waller or Fannin. Good luck to everyone. Damn. So Waller, saved his day with those 2 late touchdowns and some garbage time catches too. Harold Fannin had 14 targets. Count it, 14 targets in a game that was really cold. They didn't throw a lot. Fannin's target share is like 40%. He's the best player on that offense. He's the only player on that offense worth a damn. And Shador loves him. So Fannin, I don't imagine that Njoku plays the rest of the year. Like, why would they bring Njoku back? Either way, Fannin's playing 92% of the snaps the last 3 weeks. Dude's lining up all over the field. Love the talent. Love the opportunity. They're against the Bills, or they're against, who are they against? Let's check this out. It's I think it's the Bills. Yeah, it's the Bills. So I'm going Fannin against the Bills. I don't like their linebackers. Yeah, they're pretty quick. Fannin's a monster. So that's what I'm doing. Hetzer, they don't play Waller a lot of snaps, man. Like last week was 36%. Usually he's just in on high leverage, third downs, 3rd and 6 and longer. And then anytime they're in the red zone, he's in the game. So it's Darren Waller's old. He actually looks pretty good though. He looks pretty good. Big Ray, how was that atom bomb you dropped?
Results from yesterday.
Wow. Hetzer, he still looked bad in the fourth quarter. Tua's terrible. So we got to talk about Tua. How fucking bad is Tua? So I think here's a kind of a hot take here. We've been really harsh on McDaniel, just in general. I mean, as media, as fantasy players, as Dolphins fans, as NFL fans, It's been awful. And my thing has always been, Storey says the league caught up with him and his schemes, right? I was never on board with that. I was more like, he's a great coordinator. I think he's an elite, still a top 10 for sure coordinator in the NFL. He is just a bad head coach. And what he managed to do with Tua those 2 years, and like Tua's a little slowed down from the concussions, but like it's not like that zaps his athleticism. He was never athletic. It's not like it zapped his arm talent. It was never really that great. So he managed to have the number one offense in the league with Tua playing quarterback, and then a top 3 offense the other year, top 3 or top 4. So the fact that the dude, I know Tyreek Hill was in his prime, and you can give me all that shit, Tyreek Hill and Waddle. The quarterback's the most important cog of the offense. And the fact that they had a top 3 offense 2 years in a row with Tua playing quarterback, who's one of the most limited, like, he might as well be Phillip Rivers out there, Ray. The dude can't move. He can't throw in tight windows. He can't throw in cold weather. His ball just flutters, and he's so bad. He can't get past the second read. It's just awful. And it's just more of a like indictment on how good Mike McDaniel actually is as a coordinator, because it was how he did that with Tua is unreal, because Tua's terrible. He's always been terrible.
I'm gonna, you know, everybody, I'm gonna double hot take him right back. McDaniel is the current day Trestman.
Well, no, because Trestman never had any success as a head coach.
BS for year one.
Good year.
Year one, 8-8 is a record. You have a 3 scoring offense in the NFL.
Okay. I'm just saying, like, the Dolphins were like legit, like almost a 1 seed.
But
I get what you're saying.
The locker room doesn't respect him, is what I'm getting at, because that's exactly what happened with Trestman. Unless you are McVay, who McVay is a short little guy, but he also will like want to rip your ear off. You know what I mean? Like, those guys don't, like, McDaniel doesn't do that. Trestman for sure didn't do that. To my point, he will not be a head coach for much longer. Maybe it's the next year. After that, he'll end up being a better version of Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, he'll be a hot commodity. And like, I always love coordinators that have had coaching experience. Like, that's the upside, right? It's like they're obviously not fit to be good head coaches. And McDaniel's fine. He's still a average head coach if you want to break down his entire tenure. But it's the Dennis Allen thing with the Bears. Like, you want these guys that have had the chance.
Exactly what I was about to say. Same difference.
Like, Todd Bowles is an example of the other way. He needs to be a coordinator somewhere. And maybe not anymore, but I'm saying Todd Bowles is not a good head coach. Like, these guys are elite coordinators, and it also, being a head coach does tend to take away some of your coordinating ability, because you just have so much on your goddamn plate. And it's just too much to really focus on one side of the ball.
There are Chiefs fans that want Nagy gone, because Nagy's gotten so much play call, apparently, compared to, like, I never thought that was ever going to be a thing. But that's not what Ray's heard. And they want Nagy gone. And it's like, oh, now you guys caught up. Okay. All right.
Matt Nagy is not even a good coordinator. He's a terrible head coach. Matt Nagy.
I understand. I'm just saying.
And I'm not trying to say that because we're biased Bears fans.
No, he's just not. No.
Look what's happened with the Chiefs now. Like, he's got a hand in that, and it's partially his fault.
That's my point. Exactly. Because he's actually been calling plays this year, and they were not that good when he was calling plays. So, whoops.
Yeah, A-Chain, like, the management of just the clock manager there with the Dolphins, and also A-Chain with a rib injury. Like, the game's over, man. Like, obviously they were playing it as the game was over. They were literally lollygagging, and they keep A-Chain in the game for the last series. Now, I am biased because I did lose a matchup by 1 point because of A-Chain. Like, either way, maybe I'd be singing a different tune if I had A-Chain, but I'm just saying, looking at this unbiasedly, like, as an A-Chain owner, let's say, and I have A-Chain in 2 leagues, but I have buys in both those. I'd be like, get him out of the game. Like, get him out of the game. Like, you're playing the Steelers in 2-degree weather, 10-degree, whatever the hell it was. It was cold as shit. That was a hard-hitting game. Like, you think you want to risk him getting a shot to the ribs and then being not available next week? And you have Jalen Wright, who's fine.
Well, dude, it's 28-3, like, late in the game.
Like, well, that's one thing. I'm just saying, like, once you even stop it, you got the ball back, but it was on the 3-yard line with 48 seconds or a minute left, and no time.
That's what I mean.
Scored 2 touchdowns. Ain't happening. Tua can't throw the ball over 40 yards in the air in the first place. And they took Waddle out of the game, though. So Waddle wasn't playing. And, like, Waddle got banged up. But, like, A-Chain came into the game with a rib injury. Waddle's always banged up. What a little bitch Jalen Waddle is. He's bad.
He's a little bitch.
Jalen Waddle next week? Can you start him next week?
I don't know, man. I'd say probably not, right? Depending. I guess that's what you got. It just all depends what you got.
I would like to, but
if you have a better option of like a God, I'm trying. I mean, help me out here, Rob.
Ibuka.
Yeah.
It's just he should do better because he was crushing it after Tyreek originally left. What's going on, PZ? Jay only needed 2 points from Waddle, and that's what he gave me. Jay plays in standard, which is insane.
Waddle had 2 points tonight.
In standard.
Yeah.
Just so you know, also, news note. Thank you, Hetzer. Jaden Daniels officially done. So they finally decided to, you know what? Good for Dan Quinn. Time I mentioned Dan Quinn, you got to turn the head on backwards. Good for Dan Quinn in finally coming to his senses and shutting him down, because what's the point of bringing him back? What a bad year for Jaden Daniels on all fronts. The record, the eye test, the injuries. Now he's got in his head, can I stay healthy? Wow.
Isn't it quite a
colossal
180 between him and Caleb when all it took is 1 year? And everybody's just all about instant gratification in this fucking country, in this world. Like,
yep.
I mean, literally, even our friends, dude. I tried telling my friends, Caleb sucks, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, maybe he's not going to be Patrick Mahomes, but he doesn't suck. He just didn't know how to play professional football. He's learning. And look what's happening.
My only thing was, Ray, is I was upset with the process, how they disregarded the other prospects. And
100%.
The funny thing
that was
is,
bullshit.
We were all disappointed because they didn't give Jaden Daniels a chance. The real answer was we should have been disappointed they didn't give Drake May a chance.
And Drake May, yeah.
Drake May is
more important than Drake May.
As much as we love Caleb, like I would much rather have Drake May.
I wouldn't say much at this point.
No, but you know what I'm saying? Like he's shown me more because his rookie year was more impressive. What he did with that bad team.
Oh, so there you go. Instant gratification. Rookie year was better. Second year's better. And so you don't want to look in the long 5 years.
My only thing is the body type. The body type. Now Caleb's indestructible. No, Caleb's pretty indestructible. Like he doesn't miss games. He's durable. It's just Drake May's bigger and taller, and like just the upside of the size of Drake May is just takes it a little bit over what Caleb is doing.
I do
think there's a chance that Caleb
touchdown throw that he did to DJ Moore on the sideline. That is literally one of the.
I don't want to get in a whole discussion. Drake May is currently this year the best deep ball thrower in the NFL, which is crazy at this point.
He's still above Caleb.
Jaden Daniels was the best deep ball thrower in the NFL last year, so it's crazy. J Bob needed Waddle to score less than 7, won by 2.5. Go Birds! He's riding high, folks. He beat a high school team. They beat a high school team, but they destroyed a high school team. Let's not say. You know how many yards of offense the Raiders had? Total yards of offense?
I don't, but I'd be willing to bet it was probably 150, maybe like 120.
85.
Eagles. Go Birds, though.
Oh, go Birds.
All right, fine. Go Birds.
Right? Go Birds. Get your hand off my knee.
Go Birds.
85 yards of offense for the Oakland Raiders. I'm still calling them the Oakland Raiders. They look like the Oakland
Raiders. What's his face? Pete said that he doesn't have any. No, I have no worry about my job. Really. 8 straight
at this point, Pete Carroll would want to get fired, right?
Of course.
And then you get all your money, and then you just retire. Like that's the danger of hiring these 68-year-old 70. Pete Carroll's 70.
Yeah,
70.
No,
I think
over 70. No, he's 72 or 3.
He's a very vibrant 71-year-old, but just because he looks young and he chews gum doesn't mean he has the mental capacity to lead men. Like he's a fucking farm animal out there. I don't know. I never really liked Pete Carroll.
You're a farm animal. You live on the farmland. What the hell are you kidding?
I kind of do. Speaking of Warren, man, Kenneth Gainwell looked fucking good today. Kenneth Gainwell is in a 50-50 on the better. Now, the thing is, Jalen Warren popped up in the injury report with an illness, so like he might have been less than 100% in terms of feeling less than 100%. So that could be part of it. But Kenneth Gainwell looks like the better player. He is just that dude runs hard, man. And what a loss for the Steelers. Like I like Will Shipley, but Gainwell was an underrated cog of that offense.
All I know is that honestly, I said this before the year. That like it was even before the draft, like they needed a running back, but they didn't sign anybody. Because I'm like, you cannot like. I like Jalen Warren as a talent. He is not a running back one lead guy. He's just not. And here we are. Maybe most of the year he was. Now he's breaking down like with most of the league. So not just himself, but I can't believe that Caleb Johnson being a second round pick is absolutely nothing. Or was it third round? But it doesn't matter.
Dude, he wasn't. I don't think he was even active today because they brought a third running back in. I don't know who it was. It was like number 20 on the last drive there, or the second to last drive. So like, what a bad real life pick. Now it doesn't mean he's done for his career, but
right now, oof, my God, And so my point
Yeah,
is
they
that
could have. You know what they could have used, Ray? They could have used a wide receiver with that pick. I feel like this team is in win now. They drafted a running back. They're not going to use in a deep ass class. We got Kyle Monunga in the 7th round.
Wait a minute.
Cam Scatterbo went in the 4th round. Alec Gordon was a 6th round pick.
If I think for a hard second here, I'm pretty positive they had a top receiver on their team that they just traded away.
Well, now you see why they traded away George Pickens.
Yeah,
George
I know.
Pickens.
Oh, I know.
This is exactly why. J-Bob, everyone bet on the Birds to repeat. J-Bob, what are the odds? What are their Super Bowl odds? I'm guessing like 13-1.
J-Bob, like really? We beat the shit out of you guys. Like, repeat, like, just like bet them like right now. Come on. You're just riding high. I'm telling you, everybody is wide open in the NFL right now. Everything is open.
No, it is wide open. I want to hear your opinion, Ray. You're a Bears fan. Try to take your fandom out of it. Let's say they had the same odds. Let's say the Bears and Eagles both had the same odds. We're both going to win our division.
It'll be the Eagles just because they have more experience. They've won a Super Bowl. That's the easy answer. Like, I'll just be right straight to the point.
But the Bears probably have a way better value in betting the Bears.
Well, if we're talking betting value, of course. But at the same time, we beat the shit out of the Eagles at their house. I understand the playoffs are a whole different animal. Clearly, I'm not even like going to argue that. That is a whole different animal. But J-Bob, dude, you're I love you because you're a typical big city fan. Just like there's plenty of Bears fans. I'm not totally on those type of Bears fans, but there are Bears fans that 1 week is good. Oh my God, Caleb, Ben Johnson, the Bears, they're going to the Super Bowl, and they lose. Oh my God, so it's like you got to find that median, man. Because I love you, J-Bob. I'm not even talking.
Well, no, he's not. He's not one of those. He stays pretty high. He's like.
Oh yeah, he's
even keeled high. He's like a meth head, right? Like where like Bears fans are like coke heads, where you get up and down, you start crashing, and come down. When you're on meth, you're high for 3 days, bro. I've only read this in books. I never tried it, but Petcher says it's funny they're using tight ends to run it in the end zone. Crazy shit. By the way, my bet tonight, which was probably my weirdest bet of the year, Jonnu Smith over 10.5 receiving yards, and it was just Darnell Washington with a concussion. I knew he was playing in the game, but I thought he might have less snaps. And I thought they'd have a lot of heavy packages. Either way, that's what happened. And then it was also the revenge game. Literally, Miami traded him. And like, what's funny is that he hit the bet. He had 12 yards, so he hit the 10.5. But like, he got a fucking carry out of the backfield, like not like an end around, dude. He was lined up at tailback, and like, so my process was right, and luckily the bet hit. But like those kind of things.
It's a 14-yard rush, dude. What the hell is that for a tight end like him?
Yeah, I love Jonnu Smith. Jonnu Smith's good. He's good. I don't know why they don't use Jonnu Smith more because they have no receivers there. Prairie Mu's fine. Darnell Washington's good. Hey, but like Jonnu has the yak ability. Darnell Washington's a monster, by the way. Did you see the catch he had today? Mm-hmm. 6 dudes on him. It was literally like the Matrix 2 scene where you have all the Agent Smiths on.
He's gonna be
and he fucking breaks out of it.
Oh yeah. He's gonna be the modern day Mercedes Lewis, but bigger. Maybe not last as long.
Yeah. Yeah,
but I feel like that will be his role. Like,
I love how the graphic came up, and he's still listed at 264, Ray. And like, bro, I'm 250. I am 6 foot, and I have a big belly, right? I'm a decently big guy, but like Darnell Washington's 6'7", and you see that guy has got a gut. He's built as shit. He's essentially an offensive lineman. No, he came on. I forget whose podcast he was on about week 6, and he said he's 311. He's 311 pounds.
311. 311.
Hey, I might be going to 311 day this year in Vegas. It's gonna be awesome.
Thanks for involving me in those plans.
It's a wife, me and the wife trip. Waller saved my season. Standard down 5. Waller saved my season. He started Waller over Tyler Warren. In standard, I could see that this week, but that's a ballsy move, bro. Charles, congrats on that one, man.
I'll just say, man, like I looked at Warren again. I think when I did look, it was a half PPR league. So obviously the numbers are skewed from full, but he had his absolute beast time of the year, week 1 through 7. He's been pretty low end to mild. Like he's had I think he had 2 double-digit games that were like, well, for half PPR, mind you, like 13 to 16. So those games were good. Right. I'm not saying anything like if you don't have a better option, you got to play him. But
well, if Jalen Waddle's not going to show up, someone's got to catch the goddamn ball. Exactly. PZ, team is banged up. Need a good flex this week. No Adams or a Dunze, it sounds like. Yeah, Dunze. Adams is definitely not playing. That's a Thursday game after a hamstring.
Right.
When he came in with a hamstring. And then
Hey.
Dunze,
Let's
they are talking possible surgery, right?
So both
They
these
said
guys,
everything's on the table.
I think both these guys aren't as injured as I want to say that just because for fantasy wise, but I think it's either they 0 to 100. They're not as injured as they're saying, and they'll come back this season, or they'll both not come back. And but I
right,
will
no,
say
I'm just saying for this week. For this week.
Oh yeah, they're both out this week, 100%.
Yeah. And so he has Tutu Atwell or Luther Burden. So Luther Burden's also injured. Now he might come back, but keep an eye on that one. Tutu Atwell. I like Tutu Atwell. Here's the problem with Tutu Atwell. Remember that game, that London game against the Jags, Ray, when Puka was out and everyone picked up Jordan Whittington. There was Tutu Atwell buzz, and that was the game where they threw to all their tight ends. Like all three of their tight ends had 3 catches, and they all caught a touchdown. And that was when Higbee was playing. So now Higbee's out, but you still have Parkinson and you have Ferguson, the rookie. So like, and they have 2 running backs that are cooking. I'm not in a fantasy do or die situation in the playoffs. I'm not rolling out Tutu Atwell. I just don't like the risk. If you need a boom,
we're in the
maybe
playoffs,
like
man.
I'm not doing that.
It's a last ditch effort. Like there's got to be somebody with even higher upside than that.
I would rather play John Mechie if it was full PPR. You know what I mean? Like I'm not saying John Mechie's great, but like I'm just saying, give me a guy that's on the field.
I guess I would just. I'd rather go with the guy on the better team, but that's rough.
I get it. We just don't know what his role is. He's come back from injury. Like Tutu might only play like 18 snaps. Like I can't fuck with that, dude.
Hey, by the way, Sean McVay didn't rule out McAdams this week. Okay.
Yeah, I bet you he doesn't play. PZ also need a quarterback. Might go Tyler Shuck. Tyler Shuck's been balling, man. 25 yards like is his rushing floor. It feels like nowadays. He's running like crazy. He did leave the game a couple times. Went in the tent, so he's almost playing like Jackson Dart, bro. He is just out there fucking running.
He's not a total poor man version, but a little bit more of a poor man version of Jackson Dart.
Mike McDaniel just looks stoned all the time. Very, very, very accurate. Giannis, guys, Jonathan Taylor, James Cook, Devin A-Chain, or CD rest of the season full PPR. Well, rest of the season. I'm not going to put CD is probably ahead of all these guys if it's full PPR, but let's just go with the running backs. Is it crazy to say Jonathan Taylor's third on this list? I mean,
no.
His touchdown equities down. They're all really elite op. These are all RB1s. Jonathan Taylor is still an RB1, so I would probably rank it A-Chain, Cook, Jonathan Taylor, as long as A-Chain came out of this game unscathed. Yeah, those are interchangeable, and they're all, dude, Jonathan Taylor's still there too. He's getting 30 touches a game, folks. So rank for week 16, Jalen, Burrow, Lawrence, 5 points for passing touchdown. So Jalen Hurts has the Commanders, which is awesome. Joe Burrow has the Dolphins, which is pretty awesome. And Trevor Lawrence has the Broncos. So Trevor Lawrence is off this list for me, at least for this week. So I think I'm going to go Jalen Hurts this week, and it's 5. I wish it was 4. If it was 4, I'd go Jalen Hurts for sure. But the vibes in Cincinnati are wacky right now, Ray. The comments Joe Burrow's making, T. Higgins is still an iffy situation for playing next week. I just think like that team has quit on the coach, quit on the. It's more like they quit on the ownership because of what they've surrounded Joe Burrow. You know what I'm saying? And like they're gonna back Joe Burrow, and they're not gonna back this fucking cheap ass owner. Did you see they didn't even wipe off the seats of snow this week and their home game? So people had to do it themselves. Which, dude, I'm telling you, they have people for that in every NFL stadium. They have people in college stadiums doing that shit. They're just like, hey fans, fuck you, wipe your own seat off.
Well, when you said they have people, they a lot of times, like for instance, like now I don't necessarily have actual staff to do it for all of it, but they'll offer people, fans, hey, you come in and clean off a couple rows of seats, we'll give you a free ticket into the game, whatever, something like that.
Right. That's or they just do like volunteers because people want to get in the stadium early. I mean, there's a lot of reasons people do that. J-Bob, thank you, bro. Bet's been hitting like crazy. We are we had a winning week, but we barely squeaked by this week. That was our worst week since week 8. We have not had a losing week since week 8, gentlemen. 77-42. So that's I did the math. It's 65%, right? That's prop bets, all even odds, typically 110. So if you guys want to get in on these prop bets, I release them usually Wednesday and Thursday for Sunday. I get them right when they drop. Get in the Discord, professionalfanatics.com. I'll get you in the you got to get in the Patreon. I'll get you in the Discord. and you get access to these bets in the private chat there. Also, just an awesome way to get in the community, man. Support us, and a lot of good perks, gentlemen. Guest appearances on the show. We have fans on at least once a week. I try to. The Discord chat is awesome. Free merchandise. These hats we're wearing. Community fantasy leagues, which are starting in the NFL playoffs. We're doing an NFL playoff fantasy league, maybe 2. And then next year during the fantasy season, we're going to be doing about 5 or 6, depending on how many people want to get in. Also, get in now this season. The Patreon prices will not go up. Next year, the shows will be popping a lot more. They will go up a little bit because I also don't want over like 100 people in the Discord chat. I don't want to water it down too much. So you get in now, your prices will never change. Grandfathered in, baby. So again, shout out to the Patreon members, though. Appreciate all you guys keeping the lights on here. Here's Helen Hunt. Say hello to Helen. She's looking good today. Helen's looking good today. She wore some makeup. Wasn't there a stat about the Finns being 0-7 under? Yeah, that's not a McDaniel stat. That's a Tua stat. Now I feel they won last week, Ray. They won at the Jets last week. That must have been right above the threshold of it's like 30 degrees. I think the stat is. I think it was like 32. I thought the stat was freezing, but you got to think about it. It makes sense. Tua has a bad arm. They're used to playing in Miami, so like all the things are aligned there. All right, we're going to get to all your guys' questions in a second. I have to play the intro. I have a little special thing set up for Ray. You're going to love this segment. We have 2 segments coming. We'll get to all your questions in a second. So, Ray, I don't know if you saw the intro, but I actually was watching First Take today because something came up on my YouTube and just how bad it is. And I saw the thumbnail, and Cam Newton's hat and outfit was just so crazy. It's hilarious. So I clicked on it just for that. And, of course, Stephen A. Smith just yelling and just hot takes and yelling. He's so bad. Unwatchable. Like, who actually watches that show for more than like 5 minutes because you can't bear it? So I do have a new segment, Ray. You're going to love this segment. Check it out.
A fur shrug with crocheted sleeves, a hat on a hat, a watch on your pinky toe. And nothing says, look at me, I've been places, like 2 lit road flares hanging from your sunglasses.
All right, so every day I'm going to pick a new Cam Newton outfit. Eventually I'll catch, there's a million of them, so I'll never catch up, and he wears new ones all the time. By the way, all the glasses Cam Newton wears, he wears glasses all the time, these like fashion things. He doesn't even need glasses. He's wearing them just for the fashion, which is like really a slap in the face of people that actually need glasses because it's not great.
There are plenty of fucking celebrities and athletes.
Yeah. But he does it on every outfit. Here we go. Here it is, guys. Cam Newton's outfit of the day. Look at this fucking thing. What is on that hat? First of all, the hat's super big. He's got like a fucking dead squirrel.
I've seen this before. This is real easy. So he has a little. This is an actual elephant shit on top of this. On top of it, it's not a human and dog shit. No. It's an elephant shit on top of that open hat. So in my eyes, that means there's just a whole turd just piling out of his head. And that hat reminds me a lot of Mortal Kombat. Just Odd Job in fucking
James, it's an Odd Job hat for sure, dude.
Like, and then the scarf, fucking
dude.
Like, you know what?
Like, how many layers does this guy wear? He always has like so many layers. He has like a shirt.
He wonders why NFL didn't call him, like the Colts. He's insulted why they called Philip Rivers. It's like people were inspired by Philip Rivers talking after a game. Like, this guy would have lost and been like, I didn't have the right mindset out there today. I just need to get better. Instead of Philip Rivers just being appreciative.
GT says looks like roadkill. Yeah, we're gonna do that. I love this segment just because I want to break down these outfits. And the guy wears like 6 layers. He's got to be super sweaty. Cam Newton can't play anymore, and he's just not good.
You should do a double of having one Cam Newton outfit along with what you do. A little research. I'll help you out finding what current player of the week we're in. Somebody's got to have some terrible outfits. Caleb Williams.
Yeah, no, they do. The difference is that he does it every single day. It's insane. Let's look at it one more time. What are you doing, Cam? What's on your head? Like, how is that comfortable, man? How is that comfortable? All right, One more quick segment, Ray. You see Ray eating right now, so we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see what is he eating. What is going on with Ray? What's going on with the meat source? Apparently, that's his hair. Michael said that's his hair on top of it. But
it is his hair. You didn't know that?
Oh, I didn't know that.
I said that.
He has a lot of hair.
I said first off, it looks like a fucking elephant turd on top of his head, but it's open.
Dude,
yes,
that's even crazier. That's even crazier.
Yes. Oh, you didn't know that? Yes.
Girls put their ponytail through a hat, like wacky. All right, what do you got, Ray? What's
basically that's the extreme. When I say this, I'm not even trying to be racist, but like no white guy could ever pull that off. That's like an extreme,
no way,
fashionista black person like look clearly because like even a hippie with long hair would never. It was the visor for white guys.
I mean, if they did enough acid, maybe they would, but that's neither here nor there. Right. All right, what are you eating, Ray? What do you got?
Tacos, bro. I got just my easy, quick fix to just make quickly.
Oh, those are loaded up, bro. Those are loaded up. Ray with the tacos. Tacos and burritos for my band.
Don't think just because I got a lot of money, I'll give you taco flavored kisses, honey. Fulfill all your wishes with my taco flavored kisses. Taco, taco, burrito, burrito, taco, taco.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
sorry,
right.
Really getting into it.
Dolphins have been officially eliminated from the playoffs. Next one can be the Ravens or Colts, in my opinion. You know what's crazy is the Colts do play the Texans one more time, so there's an outside chance there. The Ravens need to win out, and they have a tough schedule. I know they have the Packers. The Packers are one of the games, and the Steelers is another game. So they have 3 tough games. But
hey, real quick, GT, fuck you. They do look like white tacos, but I do have a lot of onion and cilantro on them. So the onion and cilantro, and then take your daisies.
Giannis, nobody's better than JSN. JSN's a must start of must starts. I mean, he's wide receiver 1 in the year, so you're not going to fuck with that one. The Steelers will clinch the playoffs with 2 wins. That's correct. But they don't have an easy, like, they could lose to the Browns. I can see them losing to the Browns. Aaron Rodgers against that defense. I know the Browns just looked horrible against the Bears, but the Bears look really good. Let's not just rip on, Shedeur sucks, but like, let's not just blame the Browns for that performance. Caleb Williams in that weather balled out of his mind. That was an elite level quarterback performance. And if he was Patrick Mahomes, we'd be all glazing his cock, honestly.
What's funny is that because I worked today, and during the midday show on ESPN 1000 with Adam O'Dalla and Chris Bleck, they're like 40 to 42, so just a little bit older than you. My point is though, they're just younger, so they don't mind like any type of calls coming in. Because they were hating on Shedeur Sanders, and people were calling in. I think it would be being trolls, but also some people were being serious of just being like, you shouldn't hate on him so bad. Like, Shedeur will be good. He's just on the Browns. Like, they're bad. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, maybe if he took Sanders and made it Jones, probably wouldn't be talking about this.
Sanders is not. He's going to be a good value where he was drafted. I'll say that. So Giannis says, for my fantasy, I'm allowed to steal 2 players from who I beat in a 4-man league. So his options are JSN, it's full PPR, JSN, Taylor, Cook, A-Chain, and Lamb. So if you have 2 flex spots, I'm going to go JSN and Lamb. If you only have 1 wide receiver you could start, I'm going to go JSN over Lamb. I'm going to go JSN number 1. And then I'm probably going to go A-Chain.
How's that even a conversation? JSN's the easy guy, like by a mile, like number 1. Taylor would have been, I think Taylor would have been right behind him if there was no injuries with Daniel Jones and they just continued with what they had going. But that's not the case. It's going to be, I guess I'll put it this way. It's JSN no matter what. I honestly don't even care what your receiver room looks like. You take, he's the best player on this list. And then at that point, if you need a running back, I would consider between Cook and Achane, but I'm with Rob no matter what, like not no matter what, but if you really can take both JSN and Lamb because they're both going to be the better players.
Yeah, only if you could start them though, like both start them. Right. Adam says Pitts, Parkinson, or Waller. I've got Fannin, but I don't like the Buffalo matchup. So here's a couple caveats here. I know Parkinson's hot and you have no Devontae Adams. That's already pretty much official in my mind. Kyle Pitts, as long as Drake London doesn't play. If Drake London doesn't play, it's probably Kyle Pitts. Fannon's the other safe op. Dude, Fannon had 14 targets. I don't care about the matchup. 14 targets for a tight end of that skill level. He's a very good player. Line up all over the formation. So I'm not – you have two good options. I'm not really fucking with Parkinson or Waller. Waller, definitely not. I can see the appeal of Parkinson for touchdown upside with no Devontae Adams, but I'm not – Pitts is coming off a legendary game. He's had his last – in full PPR, he had 15, 15.8, and now 40-8 the last 3 games. And then Fannon's playing every snap, and he's getting fucking 10 targets a game. So I'm not going to shoot for the moon when I have – really, really good floor options with elite ups. I mean, Pitts had one of the best fantasy games we've ever seen from a tight end. So again, I'm going Fannon. If London's back, I'm going Fannon. If London's out, I'm going Pitts. You on board with that one?
Yeah, because here's the thing: is that as somebody who has Pitts, Pitts has been turning it up ever since Penix got hurt. When Penix was healthy, we all figured, he's got a better quarterback. He'll start turning it up to where he could be. Well, no, that wasn't the fact. Drake London ended up being the guy which makes sense. Penix was a downfield passer to Rome Odunze in college. So he has a big guy like London. So it makes sense that he does that. Well, Kirk Cousins, he's just older now and knows his limitations. So go to the biggest guy on the field who is the most athletic for the mismatch. So to your point, if London's not playing, Kirk Cousins loves Pitts. And if London does play, at that point, I would still probably be going
Fannon.
Yeah.
Pitts is still a must start, but I'm saying, like, if London plays, Pitts is still a must start for most teams. You just happen to have 2 of the top 8 tight ends right now.
But dude,
those guys are both ahead of Warren right now for me.
But why
barely a wide tight end one?
But like Greenwood, why don't you I don't like the matchup with Buffalo, dude. Like Buffalo honestly would be not making the playoffs, not even being close without Josh Allen. I understand they have Josh
their defense
Allen.
is soft, but
Correct.
like they are pretty stingy against tight ends. But again, I look at
This guy's
tight end
not
matchups the lowest that I do of any matchup because tight ends you don't know who you're facing. Tight ends are really, really up and down. It's also they're usually very touchdown dependent. To where like the matchup against tight ends isn't necessarily week to week. It's not sticky. That stat. So like teams against wide receivers, against running backs, that's much more sticky against quarterbacks.
Fannon seems to be like
he's matchup proof. I mean targets.
Right.
Targets. Hetzer has Nico Jamison and Mike Evans carrying him he's the 8 seed. He beat the number 1 seed. Mike Evans, I'm a little worried this week, just so you know. JC Horn's a real deal corner that's gonna be shadowing Mike Evans for the most part. So it's not going to be like it was last week, but Mike Evans again, as good a chance as anyone as catch a touchdown. We're going to see the Bears as the number 1 seed off. They're not number 1. The number 1 seed is the
but I think
Rams
you saw them even being up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What's crazy is that we actually have a chance to miss the playoffs. Like they actually have the Packers have a better odds.
They lose these next 3 games because they're against the Packers, 49ers, and Lions. They could make the playoffs.
If we lose 2 out of 3, and the Lions run the table, we miss the playoffs. We got to win 2 games, or the Lions have to lose 1 game. So there's some options.
I don't see that happening as much as the other option, but I mean, I get what you're saying though. It's always an option right now until you consider it out. By the way, did you see was it Chris Jones yesterday after the game?
Not knowing if they were eliminated.
Yeah, he's just like, we're so fine. We're like, oh, no, wait, we are eliminated. Oh, okay. Like, whoops.
That's like being on a date with a chick and like you're totally gonna fuck her, and then she's just like, yeah, I'm on my period.
I got my Uber
God
waiting
damn
outside.
It. Like, dude, I'm out. No, you gotta put in your time because you gotta wait a week and then you can bang her.
Right.
But no one wants to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Now there's other things in play. There's hands. There's mouths. There's buttholes. Or you could just go full on vampire mode and say, fuck it. I've done it. It's not great. It's more of a girlfriend wife thing.
Oh boy.
You ever had period sex?
No.
You know what? Some girls love it. Love it.
I've heard.
Speaking of that, I do have a quick story time with Rob for you.
This is some dangerous area. What we can
this isn't actually involving me firsthand. I could give you a bunch of stories, but this one's funny. So we were partying out in DeKalb, and my buddies all had a place. It was 4 of them that all had their own separate rooms. And I went out there with my one buddy, Mark, and this girl was totally down, whatever. She was a little chunky, not great, but super easy. So he's like, asked my buddy Bob, who lived there, who we were closest with of the 4, hey man, can I use your room? Like this chick's down. So she doesn't mention anything about being on a reg, and they turned the lights off or whatever. And my buddy Bob had these sheets. They were like pretty much like it was dollar bills, right? So it was like white and green, but like pretty much white sheets. And whatever, he bangs her, and then it gets over, and she was on her like hard on a reg. Like we're talking like full flow. Like he comes to me. He's like, dude, what do I do? I'm like, well, you got to tell Bob. I go in there, dude. It looked like an O.J. Simpson murder scene. Like, dude, the pile of blood was like it was a body sized pile of blood.
So first of all, the mattress is completely destroyed.
Yeah. But here's the best part. My buddy Bob's such a great guy. He's like, you know what, dude? Just wash my sheets and we'll call it even. I'm like, bro, buy me new sheets, buy me a new mattress. You know what I mean? Like, I was nice enough to let you hook up in this bed, and you just murdered my bed. Literally murdered my bed. So
I'm in the pest control business. I'm going to tell you right now. I've never had bed bugs in my life, but I've seen them. And they're fucking grosser than fucking hell. I'm going to tell you right now, though, if some chick put a pool of fucking period blood on my bed, I would much rather have bed bugs on my bed, because bed bugs can only live up to a year without food, which is our blood. I'd rather have my bed in an encasement and the bed bugs live in my bed, and I just keep that encasement on for the rest of my life with that bed, instead of having a fucking lake of period blood.
Well, here's the thing, though. If it was me that was involved in the reason there's blood, and it was, that's different. He wasn't even involved in the act, so it's like,
Rob, can you tell Mike?
Blood.
Go to Michael Hart here. He wants to understand. So,
what does he say? I don't see.
He says, "How did he not feel all that nastiness when he was inside of her?" Laugh out loud.
No, I'm not blaming him, because you don't feel it. Trust me,
I know, but he asked the question.
My gripe is how does she not know? Let's say it came upon all of a sudden. Usually it's not that heavy. I know a lot in the science of periods.
That's not the question, my friend. You asked me about period sex. I haven't. So explain. How does he not know?
Because you don't feel it. It just feels extra wet. You just don't know.
Okay, well, that
doesn't feel any different. But no, my gripe is with her. With her,
100%
she doesn't realize that, like,
1,000%
tell him first of all, lay down a towel. There's a lot of ways to do it. Go in the shower. That's the best way to do it. Not on someone else's bed when you're in a strange house. Also, for her, she's all messy down there.
Oh no, 100%.
Oh Jesus! Oh my God!
Fucking wreck. And dude, and if you're a woman, you damn well know if you have a more heavy flow than not, and that woman clearly was heavy, and it's like just didn't care. Yeah, I mean, just.
J Bob says clear cut. Yeah, dude. I figured I was doing the red solo cups for a while, but you know what? Screw it. I don't think YouTube's gonna do anything now. I was worried about them seeing it, but like it is what it is. This one I do the solo cup usually though, because I have all the fruit in my beer and it's tougher to chug with fruit. I like to just have a separate one and not have to keep on filling this one up, but I will chug this one. Yeah. So let's get back to the question. Sorry about that tangent, but I don't know how that even came up.
Well, there's a lot of responses to that. So you're at the
that's why you watch this show, boys. It's not 100%. Just football. We can talk football all the time. I like the Dolphins defense, to be honest. I think it's good enough to win games. The Dolphins defense, especially against the run, is really good. They got pretty torched tonight. So let's see where are we at in the questions here. Here we go. I was in desperation mode to start Evans. Yeah, now Evans is still fine. He's still a wide receiver 3 with upside this week. And I think going forward, the rest of the year, I love him even more. I think we need to trade Waddle, get rid of Tua, and just try to redevelop our quarterback. Well, you need to do a lot of things. And like that's your quarterback, your number one weapon. So
the Dolphins are the prime candidate just to knit and to start from scratch at this point.
Definitely watch Sonny again. Start from the beginning. You could, if you want to skip the first season, I'm not opposed to doing that because Danny DeVito, Frank isn't in there. But I still don't mind the first season. It's only like 6 episodes.
I'm watching the one right now where it's the second episode with Cricket after she ruins him and then like finds him on the street with the, what do you want? You ruined my life. Right. I think it's season 2.
I mean, trading Waddle, you should have traded Waddle at the deadline's the point. You should have traded Waddle to the Bills. I know it's a division team, but who gives a fuck? You're so far away from contending.
They'll trade him for the at the drafts. So they'll at least get them that draft picks, but they still, when you do that, you still fuck yourself for value.
Adam said he forgot to throw in Loveland in that tight end question. Pitts, Parkinson, or Waller if Komet's out. I'm still not starting Loveland with even if it's Odunze out, Burden out. Maybe if Odunze, Burden, and Komet are out, you can throw Loveland in that conversation. But again, Kyle Pitts with no Drake London is still above Loveland with nobody there. Kyle Pitts is epic right now. Or is that just too crazy?
No. I just read GT's comments that, yeah. But anyways, back to what we're here. We're here about this question. First off, I think Cole Kmet only has around 40 catches, maybe a little more than that now. He has, I think they said today on TV, he has 20 or on the radio, 23 or 24 first down catches this year so far, which is pretty damn, especially because he was non-existent for the first, month to 6 weeks. But my point is that it's growing clearer and clearer by the day and by the week, especially by the game every time the Bears play, that Colson Loveland and Caleb Williams are just growing with their repertoire and their chemistry, and it's also becoming more prevalent that I think Colson Loveland is a much more complete tight end than people realize. Did you see him pancake Myles Garrett?
Dude, he's balling, but that doesn't quite go to the question. So you're going to have him over Kyle Pitts if there's no Drake London.
No.
Even if everyone's out, even if it's just DJ Moore and Zacchaeus, they're a running team. I'm not doing it either. So there's a lot of good options. That's too many good options available. So it's Fannin or Pitts, man. I needed 3 points from Waddle. What a sweat job. Do I start him next week or Pierce / Jacoby Myers? Alec Pierce needs to be cut in every single league. I love Alec Pierce. Now, what's wild is Alec Pierce ran a route on every single one of Phillip Rivers' dropbacks. He was the only receiver, only pass catcher to run every route. He was on the field for 100% of the snaps. He had one catch for 16 yards and 2 targets, I think. 2 targets. Phillip Rivers cannot throw the ball. He cannot throw the ball over 20 yards. So, yes, Alec Pierce is an intermediate or deep threat. So there's no pairing there.
It's extremely disappointing because honestly, I had Alec Pierce in one of my leagues out of my 4 that I made the playoffs as a back, a deep, and not even a deep, but a decent backup in case, for instance, I have Devontae Adams. He's not going to play this week while I'm in the fucking playoffs. So now I have to play Khalil Shakur. Instead of if Daniel Jones never got hurt, I would have started Alec Pierce and been pretty damn happy about that.
He was a top 30 option, man. Well,
he wasn't a must start with my receivers. Because I Olave with no receiver 3 over, and it was Devontae Adams and Jamar Chase. But that's beside the point. Now I got to start Khalil Shakur, and I mean I have Josh Allen, so I just can only hope that they have one of their decent games together. But that's either way. It just sucks because Pierce was useful, and right now it's Jacoby Myers, man. He's growing right now with Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, he's so consistent, and they have Denver, which is kind of a tough matchup. But Brian Thomas should see more.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Yes.
Now Waddle does have the Bengals, which is not a bad matchup. So, I feel like Waddle does have more upside.
They've been playing a little bit better on defense compared to earlier in the year.
No, they have. They have.
Now, when I say a little, close. They're 32 to maybe 25. So,
Johnny, that's a perfect Discord question. So I don't know if you're in there again. YouTube changed all the handles on me. I don't know exactly who's in there, but if you're in the Discord chat, our Discord chat, post a poll up with Waddle versus Myers later in the week, and that would be a really interesting one because Waddle has a name value, Myers has the production right now. A Raiders fan. Your buddy's a Raiders fan. That is rough going, brother. That is rough going. The Steelers do have an epic tight end. Arthur Smith is just drafting and picking up tight ends like they're going out of fucking style. He loves running 3 tight ends. 13 personnel is his go-to. You're all welcome. I dropped Waller for Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz had a hell of a game too.
Yeah, he scored. He had a pretty good game.
Dakota, you're not wrong, man. 20 degrees in Chicago must have felt like a heat wave today. And actually, we have the next 8 days. We're going to crack 40 degrees, man.
No. Bullshit. It was windy. Damn windy today. The wind cut through.
I walked my dog.
Well, were you outside working today like me? Because it cut me through fucking butter.
Ray, you have natural insulation. What are you talking about?
Yeah. That's the biggest fucking lie of all time. I'm going to tell you that right now. Now, in the long run, we're actually on the wild. If we're on the wild, yeah, of course, I'll end up living a little longer than you, but it still won't be that much longer.
If it's that cold, you're right, because you guys have worse circulation typically. Bigger people have worse circulation, so that does make you get colder quicker. So a little knowledge, science knowledge there. I don't have Atwell, but I'm sure I can get him. Any sleepers? Peasy, we got to see the injury reports. Check back later in the week when I'm still on week 15 mode right now. Again, Adonai Mitchell, if he's available. I mean, he there's a chance he's available.
How are you on week 15? It's over. It's done.
I know. I'm moving on, but I still haven't gone through matchups and thought about all that kind of stuff.
Correct. So I get you.
Yeah, Michael Wilson, he got us there. Let's keep on playing him. PZ, yeah, maybe he played, but he did have a couple catches. Good call, but it wasn't much. He had 1 or 2 catches for 16 yards, 20 yards. Didn't play a lot of snaps, so I guess that is nice that he played. I do love Tutu Atwell. He was one of my last round best ball guys. Has not panned out because it's just there's such a concentrated target there. Well, yeah, Dante Thornton. And Dante Thornton was like a 14-round pick. Michael Hart, what's going on, dude? You think Luke Musgrave is stepping up into Tucker Kraft's role, or should we not even bother? I wouldn't even bother because they're also still playing Fitzpatrick or whatever that guy's name is. There's a couple tight ends.
Dude, he hasn't stepped up. How long is Rob? How long has Kraft been out now?
That was week 7, I believe.
Okay,
so,
week 7.
No, he's been playing better. He's had some 4
He has not
games,
been even a 80% replacement.
No, he doesn't score touchdowns. He is a nice field stretcher, but the problem is you're not getting those dump downs. They're not throwing the little screens they used to do Tucker Kraft, so you're not getting that.
I'm watching such
Baker
an epic
or
Lawrence.
Lawrence.
It's funny, dude. It's so good. It's the
Baker or Lawrence next week. Lawrence has Denver. Baker has Carolina. I am going Baker. I'm not going to chase last week's stats. I have that same question.
Baker has Denver. You said?
No, Baker has Carolina.
Yeah, okay. So everybody, here's the thing.
Lawrence has
right.
Denver.
That's you said that earlier. That's that because we talked about the Brian Thomas thing. Yeah, because here's the thing, everybody. Baker is a killer. He has that killer instinct in him. This is gonna be. I mean, at this point, it might be the biggest game of his career. Honestly, what's the farthest he won the playoffs with the Buccaneers? One playoff win.
One playoff win, yeah.
So that's it. I mean, to get back to the playoffs, he needs to win this. So I think that I'm just saying that because I like his killer instinct. I think he'll step up this week against a pretty good, a harder matchup. But dude, going against Denver, that's just rough.
I feel bad for Joe Burrow too. It's not so much that the defense is bad; it's the fact they haven't protected him. So it's one thing to lose games. Now he's losing games and getting hurt. And that's unacceptable for that organization. It's also a bad decision for the organization because you have a very, very valuable asset that you pay a lot of money to. That's top 3 in the NFL, and you fail to protect him. It's like buying a Bentley and not insuring it. Just pay the goddamn. You paid $100,000 for the car. You can't spend fucking $400 a month on insurance. Clowns.
Yeah, I don't feel bad at all. Of course, in on the surface level, I do, but deep down, those guys are all millionaires. They don't give a shit about any of us. They're all okay. We're all grinding day to day. Do not feel bad for a millionaire is what I'm getting at. Now, of course, as a person, because Joe Burrow seems like a pretty decent person to where, of course, any athlete, you know what I mean? I don't want to see athletes get hurt. I don't care if they're millionaires and making more money than me. That's their career. That's their job. They worked harder than me by a million fucking times over to get where they're at. Yes. So I don't want them to get hurt. But if Joe Burrow retires after this year, he'll still make 100 million plus 200 million. He'll be fine.
Yeah, it'd just be a shame for the sport.
Yeah,
Andrew Luck was a big loss. GT lucked out. What's going on, buddy? Lucked out with the bye. My team included. So his team sucked. That's what you want. You want your team to suck when you're on the bye because they're due and in general you want to waste those performances. Yeah, unlike you.
Oh, we mean you're out.
Can you picture Joe Burrow with a different team? I definitely can. Not a team like the Raiders. It would be a team like the Vikings. What's funny is
I forget. He went to the Vikings. Oh my god. So kill myself.
So Bill Simmons was talking about to the Giants as well. And they were saying, what would it take to get Joe Burrow? And they're saying 1 or 2 first-round picks. And I'm like, dude, I love Bill Simmons, but Sauce Gardner just fetched 2 first-rounders and Adonai Mitchell. Sauce Gardner blows
Jackson Dart
at his position.
Cam Scatterbo.
Jackson Dart and it would just be one player. It'd be 3. It'd probably be 3 firsts and 2 seconds. And 2 seconds. Dude, it's Joe Burrow. I know the contract's big, but you're also getting Jackson Dart. Like, I would want Jackson Dart in 3 first minimum. I would probably want like Jackson Dart 3 first, 3 thirds, something like that. Like, I want your next 3 drafts, and that's the only way to do it. But the Vikings, here's the problem is, J-Bob, the Giants trade makes sense because they're getting a pretty epic piece, what appears in Jackson Dart. J.J. McCarthy is essentially would be an Adonai Mitchell level throw-in. So you'd have to trade J.J. McCarthy and take that loss there if you're a Vikings fan. Well, dude, Jackson Dart looks like the dude. He looks like a franchise quarterback. You'd have to trade like 4 firsts and 4 seconds and JJ McCarthy. And that's just, why would Joe Burrow? That would be a lateral move for Joe Burrow because now he's going to another watered down team with no assets. So now they have a better roster right now, but then they would have they'd be done after 4 years. Any update on Woody Marks and Devin Neal? Yeah, Joe Blacko. Woody Marks is fine. So the report came out today that he could have came back in the game, I guess. Like, every game he leaves with an injury, and like, I'm so scared. So I was texting with Storey today about that because me and Storey have the running joke about how Woody Marks leaves every game early and usually comes back. Not even like, it's like, we've seen this with Jalen Waddle and T. Higgins. Like, he leaves like every game early and like misses a series. And they said they came out and said that he could have came back, but the score was like too lopsided. Now, I was talking a story today about, would you start? I have a question in my league, my home league. I have full PPR. I have Woody Marks and I have Brian Thomas Jr. Woody Marks has the Raiders. So like, that seems like an obvious start, but like, I can't, he leaves every game with an injury. I can't risk that. But Brian Thomas has Pat Surtain, and Storey says Brian Thomas. And I don't know if I want to, what would you say, Ray? Like,
I guess if you really want my true opinion on it, if I'm in the playoffs right now, I drafted Brian Thomas Jr. I got as far as I did without him. I'm here now with him. Unless I have somebody better, I don't think Woody Marks is a better option is what I'm getting at.
Okay, and the injury question. He's coming in injury. He always leaves game hurt.
Right.
On top of that, Joe Blacko, Devin Neal, there's no update. Now, in terms of replacing Devin Neal or trying to get some volume out of a running back there, it's Evan Hull and it is Audric Estime. Surprisingly, Audric Estime, who's 240 pounds out of Notre Dame, he was the one that the Denver drafted last year. I think it was a 5th-round pick. He is not a pass catcher, but he was playing pass catching down. So I actually kind of like Audric Estime, but I don't want to fuck with any of that. Like, our teams are should be too good to be starting that. But Devin Neal, no update. That was an ankle injury. Cam Newton is the fruitiest fuck. Bench Pickens for a Big Boo or McMillan.
And you got to give credit to this rookie sensation wide receiver out of Ohio State, Emeka Egbegboo. Emeka Egbegboo. Emeka Egbegboo.
I am not dropping George Pickens. No, sorry, I'm not benching George Pickens. I would probably do it for McMillan over at Big Boo. McMillan's been on a really cold streak. He's had some tough matchups. Dropped a touchdown this past week, but George Pickens is still like the wide receiver 4 on the year. Now, it's because he's had 4 mega blow-up weeks and 2 awesome mega blow-up weeks without CeeDee Lamb. Dude, he got me there. I'm starting George Pickens. He can't let this continue. He's costing himself millions, Ray. He needs to just suck it up. I know that they're out of the playoffs. Now he will probably play because he's playing for a contract. He doesn't give a fuck about the team. That's been my problem with George Pickens. So I am starting George Pickens, and I'm going to roll with my dudes. So that's what you got to do.
You answer the question yourself. He doesn't give a shit about actually winning. He gives a shit about money. Now that they're out, he'll literally, I would not be shocked if you have him in the playoffs right now for the rest of this year, for the next couple weeks. He might win you in the fucking league. Oh, here you'll completely lose you. It's literally 0 to 100 right now. Like, I don't like, but if I have him, I'm playing him.
Yeah, we're playing George Pickens. You just got to temper your expectations. You could get a 6-point outing. Cam Newton looking like Django from Django Unchained or something. He wishes he looked like Django. We love Django. That's our favorite Tarantino movie, right? Both of ours?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I feel bad for people that started the 49ers defense this week. 1 point. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem with bad defenses against bad teams. We're looking at the team they're facing over instead of the actual defense. We got this with Dallas as well this week. Dallas was in my mind a must start against the Vikings at home where they play better, and they got 2. So the Niners defense is put together with Band-Aids, dude. Now the advantage is Robert Saleh is a very, very good coordinator there, but they've been leaky against the run. They've been great against the run all year. So let's take that as a lesson. So like I'm starting Seattle's defense is still all the places I have them this week, I think, because I don't have any better options because I didn't pick up anyone else. The nice thing is Adams is out. I'm going to roll your studs out, man. That includes defenses. It's a short week at home division game. I think they're going to get right, and who do you think wins that game? Real quick, Ray. Rams or Seattle?
They are at Rams, right?
No, they're at Seattle.
They're at Seattle.
It's like a 1 point line.
Yeah, that's literally a coin flip, but if I had to put $1,000 on it, I'm going with the MVP candidate right now. I'm going to go with the Rams.
Yeah, if Adams is playing to be different, I guess we're going to see.
I think it's going to come down to a one touchdown or a field goal.
Yeah, Seattle's been bad. On offense, they've been bad. They didn't score a touchdown against the Colts. They kicked six field goals. That's rough.
Yeah,
they do have the best
Jason was the only one who did well, and he barely did well. Like when I say barely, like he did not look really good in the first half, and then really turned it on in the second half, which would be garbage time.
J-Bob, I used to like Cam as well. It's just been a rough run. And for me, what really turned the tide was the fumble in the Super Bowl where he made a business decision.
That was the turning point.
That's it.
Cam Newton in Auburn with the Heisman and the championship winner and coming and going, being that badass like he was, Rob nailed it on the head. That all went out the window when it was on film. He literally, the look in his face, he went, nah.
Yeah, Michael, we were talking about it. Like Cam Newton's super biased because he's pissed he's not the one. And here's the problem. Cam Newton burned his bridges with his attitude, for one. And for two, his shoulder is destroyed. He took too many hits. And Cam Newton, I don't want a guy that was a mobile quarterback that's now not mobile. Those are bad. That's bad. Like you want at least. Phillip Rivers was never athletic.
Phillip Rivers has never been mobile and has a better head, way better head. Knows what's going on for every player on the field, and maybe his arm and talent doesn't take him as far anymore. But he's the smartest guy on the field, I'm sure. Cam, and by the way, never was the smartest guy on the field, ever.
Yeah, drop Darnell Mooney. He is really bad. So we have Genty 8.2, Neal got injured 10.2, Tet 4.5. Genty is Cousins is a lot smarter than Penix, but I would still rather have Penix starting. Here's the thing: is Kirk Cousins just destroys the Bucs. That was last year. Remember, he had like 40% of his fantasy production. He had the 500-yard, 5-touchdown game, I think it was. And then he also had like a 350-yard 4-touchdown game. He had like half his touchdowns against the Bucs last year. He's done the same thing this year. I don't know what it is about that defense and Kirk Cousins. It's just,
again, I personally think it's just very easy. Penix is the guy who can stretch the field because that's what he did in college and he's done in the NFL. Kirk Cousins used to do that. He can't do it anymore physically, so he's more just intermediate to mid-level passing, which is why Pitts has been taking off since he's been starting.
Buffalo is number one against tight end. But here's the thing with Fannin. He's not really playing tight end. They're lining him up all over the field. And so he's not really in line very often. He's in the backfield. He's in the slot. He's out wide. So that's my upside with Fannin is he doesn't actually run. He's not essentially aligning as a tight end more than 30% of the game. So that's why I'm still high on Fannin. Horn is good, but Olave did get some points off him Sunday. Yeah, Olave, the difference is with Olave, though, Olave plays a lot of a slot. And here's the crazy thing about that game. If you notice, he had one catch for 7 yards because they were lining Olave up outside and playing Vele in the slot. The second Vele got hurt, they moved Olave back in the slot. That's where he went off because Horn wasn't on him. So, again, we go beyond the box score here, and slot receivers eat against Carolina. Outside receivers, you're going to have a lot of – now, I think they might have even moved – Horn to guard him in the slot. Either way, like that's a kind of a one-to-one parallel there. But Mike Evans will be shadowed with what the performance Mike Evans just had the last game, and Chris Godwin just being kind of bad at this stage of his career, and Ibuka being not great. So it's like they're gonna try to take out Mike Evans because that's Baker's number one target. We got Steven here. What's going on, buddy? Bear down. You know what? You know who shouldn't be liking what they see from the Saints? The Saints organization, the Saints fans, because now they're down to like the 7th pick. They had the number 1 pick, Ray. They were at 2 wins. They were tied. They had the number 2 pick. But now the Titans have won a game. So they need to. I mean, I don't know if unless they think Tyler Shuck's the answer. I don't think he's really he's fine.
He's the perfect bridge quarterback, dude. He's the better Tyson Bagent, you know what I mean, that the Bears have. I mean, you know what I mean, like in that type of same style of like they can run a bit. I mean, Tyler Shuck's better than running, I think, than Tyson Bagent. But I'm just saying, like the most prototypical bridge quarterback you can get.
GT, that's a. I'm not going to read it.
No, that's what I was laughing at, dude. When I told you
that's pretty epic.
That was next level, bro.
Yeah, it sucks for Boswell owners tonight. That wasn't great. But Fairbairn was always the play. We love Fairbairn.
Little had another good game this week.
So CK is still alive in 2 leagues. Damn straight. We like that. Khalil Shakir, what does that raise? Tupac cousin. Furious. I had Mahomes, but I have Burrow and Dart with Purdy, Darnold, McCarthy on waivers. What should I do next week? I think I'm rolling with Burrow. Honestly, he should bounce back. It's Joe Burrow. Like he's not gonna. He came back for a reason, and he's not gonna go out like this. He's not gonna go out this year with just awful performances.
I would drop Mahomes for Purdy and just roll with Burrow.
Yeah, and have some insurance there with Purdy. Gatson or Goddard 2 PPR for tight ends. This is tight end premium. It's definitely Goddard. It's Goddard.
Goddard and guys, dude, with how hurt that Herbert is looking and playing, just can't trust his passing right now. And just in general, that offense, like, apologize for everybody because I mean, Vidal got just as much. Did he get more look than Hampton this week?
Vidal played like 70% of the snaps, but Hampton still had as many touches as him. Hampton didn't have a bad game. He had like 12 carries for 51 yards.
It's I was wrong though. I just really thought they would have really started stepping this up more, but no, I mean,
Ray, you chugging beers?
Is Ray shit in the
Shout
woods?
out to I always said I shouldn't even ask you anymore. Shout out Mouse South, by the way, Downtown Sports, gentlemen. Ray was just on the show on Wednesday, I believe. They put out 2 episodes this week. So if you want to check that show out,
great
23
record.
Platforms. Downtown Sports, link in the description. Beast made the Final 4. Team name is Playing for Piggy. Rip to my little guy. Please chug one for my tiny dancer. So far, I'm winning consolation bracket, scoring second most. Coker, Rip Piggy Smalls. That is his. Oh, Piggy Smalls. If you're in the Discord, Mouth posted a picture of him, and he was a sweet little dude. Lived way longer than they thought he was going to, and he called him a tiny dancer because he was his tiny dancer. Sorry for your loss, bro. It's you know what? It's trust me. Losing a pet. I'm a big
sorry, Mouth. That's
really sad. But you know, when they live longer, I think it's the longer they live, not the easier it is to take, but it's more of a celebration of life versus like regrets or any of that shit. This comes with people as well, right? Like it will fade, and you will, you know, have the positive memories and all the good things in life. So we ready to do this little chug-a-lug, Raven?
No, I always tell you when I'm ready. You always
you
always rushing me.
Well, I'm always ready. I'm American.
Well, I'm trying to make sure I got no head on that phone.
Baker's playing bad lately, though. I think it's the injured shoulder. Yeah, it is, but like he's been kind of bad. He played better early in the year, but he still misses throws. Baker Mayfield, again, I always said he's better than what he showed in Carolina and the back half of that run with the Browns. That was also because he had an injured shoulder. But he is not as good as what he showed last year in the beginning part of this year. He's a good quarterback. He's a borderline franchise quarterback.
For this particular game, because he asked about which quarterback to pick, and I just
I'm playing Baker.
And just because my main point is that I know it, and he's right. He's hurt. He's playing hurt, but Baker is a dog. Like this is for the division at this point. So, I mean, of course he may not show up, but I mean, I would be willing to bet he will. So. But.
Yeah, same. Furious. I've been thinking about starting Woody over Genty because of the matchup. I am still playing Genty. Now, I only have in one league, and luckily I had a buy in that league. Which, how about that, Ray? I draft Genty, and he's my only running back all year. It was Genty and Pollard, and I have all the handcuffs. None of them have popped, like Brian Robinson, Algier, you name it. And I got the buy with Genty and Pollard. I have JSN, Pickens, Nico, and Rashid Rice and Chris Olave. That's why. But that's the best receiver core in the world. All right, you ready? Here we go. Horatio. It's hard to do that with the fruit in there.
Oh,
Slows me down.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hetzer, Joe Burrow is pretty sad. It's just not a wasted career because he went to a Super Bowl, but they're in the process of wasting Joe Burrow's career right now.
Totally wasted at the moment, but they are damn well in the very middle of wasting it.
I've got an RB spot and a flex spot with Dowdle, Wilson, Hampton, Tracy to fill. So he needs one running back and one flex. So Michael Wilson's a must start there. He's in your flex spot if it's PPR. Either way. And then
are you going to ask me? So that's just my automatic answer? Okay.
No, I'm going with mine. I'm going to ask you yours. Why I go get a beer. Dowdle or Hampton, I think. Or Tracy took over that backfield again. So give me your running back take.
Well, I am agree. I'm just giving him a hard time. I'm going with Wilson as well. He's becoming a must start. At this point, it's not even close. Yeah, I mean, Tracy seems like the obvious answer just because he had the 2 touchdown game, and with Jackson Dart being back, having a great game like that. I'm going to be stubborn, dude. I'm going to stick with Hampton because I think that they really need him. They need to ramp him up. They can't just keep doing this. Like, I mean, I believe you, Rob. You said that Vidal played 70% of the snaps. They can't just do Hampton 30% and go into the playoffs and expect him. At some point, it's going to have to break. But if you don't want to believe in that, and then I would say Tracy at this point. It's definitely Wilson. I'd say Wilson for sure, and then Hampton, and then Tracy, and then Dowell. Which is fuck to say, but because Dowdle would have been the first, the first
I'd
or second.
To think that Tracy just earned that job back, but like, who the fuck knows there in New York? I mean, I'd like to think so, but like, because Singletary is old, he's single carry, he's just a dude. But and Dowdle has Chuba there, and that's a problem there. Hampton has Vidal there. Tracy is probably in full PPR. I think I'm going Tracy and Wilson. I think that's the play there. Furious. Also, that's a good Discord question. All you guys that are not in the Discord, I said, get in before the end of the year. Prices will never change for you. It's real cheap to get in there. Shout out to the Patreon members. Currently, appreciate all of you guys. You get more than just helping. You are supporting this channel, but you're doing a lot more than that. You get a lot more back. Access to the free, Fantasy Leagues, free merchandise. I'm getting shirts soon. Really funny shirts. The meat sweatshirt, which is going to be awesome.
And if you really want full access to us immediately, then there you go. If you want to actually talk to one of us for whatever reason, one-on-one.
You want to be a guest on the show, man. Like, I have fans on the show, so like that's a nice perk. Vote on show ideas. Next year, you're gonna get access to one free show, one private show for Patreon members only, where we just answer our sick questions. Where we get to every question this year. I don't know next year if we'll be able to if this continues to grow. But one show a week for that. Also, we're on there all the time answering your questions, trade questions, breaking down your rosters. And also the bets, guys. The bets. You get access to the bets. Now, I do release a video a day before each game. The odds have changed at that point. So you want to get the actual odds I get and make a lot of money. 77 and 42. We're at 65% this year, 63% lifetime since I started the channel on these prop bets. These are all even odds prop bets. So what are you waiting for? Also, help keep the show going 7 nights a week, boys. We love it. We love it. We love it. Let's see here. I can see Burrow going to the Steelers. That'd be a match made in heaven, Pacers. That'd be a match made in heaven, but they're not going to trade him in division. That's just never going to happen. Never going to happen.
I wouldn't say that's a match made in heaven, but it'd be a better option than what he's got.
It's just a stable franchise that's just much better than what he's at now. MVP, I got to start Genty every week, but next week against Houston is screaming bench. If it's not if it's half PPR or standard, Genty, you cannot start Genty. The upside in Genty is 4 or 5 catches. And maybe he gets a goal on, there's a pass interference. Hey, you did see Houston give up 20 points against Arizona last week. So I'm still starting Genty unless you have a better option. I'm not starting like a random dude over Genty.
Well, Rob, what everybody needs to seriously understand is that we're not in the cute season anymore. Like, honestly, we're not in for cute, like, oh, I'm going to play this guy or this guy. I'm going to play this dude I pick off the waiver wire for this week to stream compared to a guy drafted from, rounds 1 through 4 because they haven't lived up to that draft position. But they've had a pretty good year, just not lived up to that draft position. Like, I'm not doing that. Now, if you want to do it, go ahead. Just don't come back at us and be like, oh, I'm not doing that.
It's not just the results, Ray. It's also like, what can you live with? And like to start a guy all year like Genty and then bench him for Kyle Monungai. And then
Michael Carter
gets 10 for 42.
Saying like something like that shit.
And
like,
Genty has a 6-catch game where he has 90 total yards and a touchdown. And he plays all the snaps like he has been, you're going to fucking be kicking yourself. So
I'm never
Johnny says Raiders will Raider. He's a Raiders fan. Raiders will Raider and beat the Giants and fuck themselves out of a quarterback in the draft.
Yeah, of course they will.
Yeah, all these teams are doing it, honestly. All these teams. On the Titans, it doesn't matter, right? Teams like the Titans, they have their franchise quarterback. At least they think they do, and I think they do as well. It doesn't matter as much, but the Raiders need one. The Giants are actually a team that's not winning, but they don't need a franchise quarterback. So, like, it's good for them because they will just trade down and get a bunch of assets. So Mouse says the only team that has the trade capital is the Jets. The Jets have a lot of trade capital, and that's a good call, man, because they already had a lot of trade capital based on where their draft picks going to be this year. Now they have those 2 firsts from the Sauce Gardner trade, which is just now it's getting better by the day because those are actually like the Colts might end up with like the 19th pick in this year, which isn't great, but it's not the 26th pick. And then you also have the trade they made with the Cowboys, so they're getting the Cowboys second. So, and that looks like that might be decent too. So, although I don't think Joe Burrow, like, God, that's hell on earth. He's going to go from the Bengals to the Jets. What's next? Go to the Raiders too. Let's just do the whole tour, guys. Gross. I don't want that. Do you?
The best option for him would be the Vikings, to be honest. Opposite conference team that would has already a great system and a coach put in place. Now, I'd kill myself if that happens. Not really, but fuck Ray's life if that were to happen. But I'm just saying that's the type of team that really would go instantly Super Bowl level with him.
Is Warren unplayable? Because I'm thinking about Gatson over him.
No,
Warren.
not over Gatson.
Yeah.
Goddard, if Goddard's available somehow or another.
You're saying you want Warren over Gatson.
Correct. Yes.
So Warren just becomes less and less valuable as you get away from PPR because the yardage is going to be less and the touchdowns is a little less.
But
so
Gatson did
in full PPR. Yeah, Gatson, I can't fuck with it.
He hasn't done anything either. That's what I'm saying. I'm just go with a easy, hopeful dump offs. Because now they've had 1 week with Phillip, you know what I mean? So now they can be like, okay, Rivers, obviously you don't have the arm, which they already knew, but just now it's for sure. So now we'll scheme more things of Tyler Warren doing a little bump off and then doing a 10-yard out, or something, whatever, like a crossing, middle of the whatever. I think his upside at this point will be of a low end of being 3 for 30 or a 3 for, like you said, 3 for 15, and then upwards of being a 6 for 60, and then being lucky with a touchdown.
Yeah, Jonathan, you are in for the Dynasty League. We are doing a Dynasty startup next year. That is for professional fanatics only on the Patreon. Ray, you're going to be involved, so we're going to fill it with as many as we have by that point, and then if we need to fill spots, you can have your own team. Chaz can have his own team, etc. Right? Me and Storey can have our own team, or we can split it, whatever we need.
I get it. So me and Chaz get our team, and you and Storey get your team. I get this. I already see your fucking shenanigans.
I'll do my own team too if we need to fill the spots. I don't care.
Yeah.
You don't want me to have my guys. You don't want me to have my.
You don't want me to have my own team either. Don't you act all big, high, and mighty over there.
Yeah, I'm gonna act high and mighty. Thank you for the $100, Wobbla. I don't know if he must have bet the bet tonight. There was over 10.5 yards for Johnny Smith. Let's go. Hit by 1 yard. We love those. Hetzer, Rob Ray, would you guys trust the Buccaneers defense next week or the Saints defense? Not much else in the waiver wire. I have that question in 7 of my leagues I had buys in. I was stashing the Buccaneers defense.
The Saints D, I know. Yeah. Dude, the Buccaneers D, we all...
The Saints have the Jets.
That's and they're at home,
I think I'd rather play the Saints D than...
And the Saints are at home, right? Yeah. I mean, I know they're indoors, so that you would automatically think that helps, the Jets, but New Orleans is a very loyal fan base. The season's over at this point. They're still gonna show up. You know what I mean? That's just that's how New Orleans is. That's a type of fan base that does that type of thing. So they're going to show up, and especially because they have a younger team, like, you know, they know, like, they have a younger team, and, you know, so, yeah, I find it fucked up for us to say at this point, but I wouldn't totally drop the Bucks D, but right now between the two, I'd be going New Orleans.
Well, if I'm not starting them, I'm dropping them because I'm not rostering them as a secondary defense. But here's what I will say, man. This year I've been pretty rough on defense streamings. I've had some nice hits because I always stream defenses. But I've had a lot of times where this same situation happens, right? I streamed the Buccaneers last week, which is a great matchup against Atlanta at home in a must-win situation. You name it, right? Kirk Cousins, no Drake London. Can't be any better. They get 2 points. And, of course, I dropped them for a team like the Saints. Better matchup, lateral move in terms of team defense, talent. And then the Buccaneers, who I had dropped, go off for 16 because that's how fucking fantasy football works. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of hedge my bets and start a few Buccaneers defenses, a few Saints or whatever else. But the Buccaneers defense looks awful. They look dead. The Todd Bowles scheme looks terrible. Their pass rush is like bottom 5 in the league right now. They couldn't get to Kirk Cousins, guys. And it's not like Atlanta has an all-pro offensive line. So
I'll just say this is that their New Orleans defense will be at home against the Jets and then at Tennessee. Those are the last 2 games.
So you get both weeks. That's the advantage of the Saints defense.
Correct.
Now, talent level, like I feel like the Bucks are still.
That's also
defense.
The correct.
Now
part,
it hasn't looked like that.
But we both at least you and I both know they're way more talented than New Orleans defense. But that doesn't mean who's been showing up and playing better. Been New Orleans.
Dare I say, in a vacuum, they're a better defense.
Yeah, well, Mom also said for you to stop sticking your dick in the vacuum cleaner.
Hello? Hello? I said don't disturb me when I'm cleaning my room!
Hello?
Don't disturb him when he's cleaning his room.
Hello?
I could love that, dude. That's the good shit right there. Let's see where we're at. What defense should I roll with this week? Saints, Broncos, or Chicago? I'm going to go with the Broncos. I know the Jags are super hot. They're killing it. I could see Trevor Lawrence having a coming back to earth moment. I'm not going Bears against Jordan Love. Not doing that. And it's Saints or Broncos. What do you got?
I would like to stick up for the Bears more just because they've actually have been a damn good defense. But in this question right now, I would still put them third, but not by like a lot. But at the same time, I'll put it this way. You've gotten to this point with the Broncos defense. I'm rolling with Broncos defense. I'll leave it at that.
Same. Michael, this sucks. No Devontae Adams, and I'm facing Puka this week. Fuck, dude. I'm facing Puka in like 5 or 6 matchups. Both of my home commission leagues. Here's what I'm gonna run this by you. Let me know if this is crazy to say. Devontae Adams being on the field is a good thing for Puka Nacua. I think that this is bad
because the defense is a scheme for him.
Puka. So
they need a scheme for him. They just need to double down to scheme for Puka.
Right? Tough matchup. Puka also got injured twice in this game. Typical Puka. Did you see, by the way, again, I love Sean McVay, but did you see Puka got hurt and got laid out in the field and came off, missed like a series. And then at the end of the game, I know it was a pretty close game against the Lions, but they were never going to lose that game. They run an end around with Puka. They do this all the time. And he just gets destroyed by 2 linebackers, limps off the field again. Like, Sean McVay, I love you. Again, we can nitpick all these coaches, right? All these coaches for dumb things. Sean McVay leaves his players in too long when blowouts. A lot of coaches.
Sean McVay is the perfect combination of really super amazing new school, which is why he's successful. But he is a hard-headed idiot at times of old school that a lot of old school coaches do things like that. To where like a good, perfect world new school coach would never in a million years, Puka Nacua would be out and they'll give it to Tutu Atwell, let him get destroyed. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that I love Sean McVay as a head coach. I think he's a top 3 head coach in the league. I'm just saying I personally think because he is a very hard-nosed, like hard-edged coach. That's like that. But that's because he was taught by old school people, and that's sort of the thing that he has a little bit of a downfall. But it's not that big of a downfall. He can learn from it, but he is sort of an idiot on that end.
the point I brought up about Puka, I'm not saying Puka's not a top 3 wide receiver or
he is.
He's a must start. He's still a high end wide receiver 1. I just don't think it's like 1-to-1. Like he's going to go nuclear with 14 catches and 250 yards because like literally what else do you have to worry about besides the running game? Colby Parkinson and Tutu Atwell. Like that's a good, I think it's a good thing. I think I would rather have it like this. Maybe I'm trying to convince myself because I'm against Puka in all these leagues. I have him in no leagues. But
Rob, I mean, if you and anybody else are trying to convince yourself that with Devontae Adams being out, that all of a sudden Puka Nacua will be going from a potential with Devontae Adams being in, I'm just throwing random numbers out of my ass, a potential just very easy 10 catches, 100 yards, and a touchdown, just to be very easy with Devontae Adams being in. And I would not convince myself that with Devontae Adams being out, going from a 10 to 101 to 5, 50, and 0. You know what I mean?
I think the upside with Puka is going to be the touchdowns might be high. He might have more of a chance for touchdowns because Adams not there. Joseph says, thoughts on picking up Jaden Reed in full PPR? Been playing Ladd or Tyler Warren. Can't trust either now. Well, not Tyler Warren as in the flex, but Ladd has been so bad. I think I'm going to go Ladd, and I know Jaden Reed's going to have a bigger role. He's been playing well. I'm going to still start my studs here, and Ladd is due for a pretty big week. I mean, and I like the matchup too. Like, what are your thoughts on Ladd?
I guess
he has the Cowboys. He has the Cowboys, guys. The Cowboys get shredded by everybody.
So I'll just say one thing real quick about Jaden Reed is just that I'm interested in what your response to what I'll say about him is that he was the number 1 receiver for the last 2 years. Like whatever would be considered a number 1 receiver for the Packers because they don't run their team to have a true number 1. But if we looked at it, Jaden Reed was their number 1. You know, just like any injury, he had a major injury. It takes a little while to get, ramped back up. To be honest, dude, I might think that he might have the biggest upside going forward of any of them. Now, it might not be immediately, which we need immediately, and then immediate, I'm going Ladd McConkey. So,
it's Ladd. It's Cowboys. That's all I got to say. Cowboys. Start everyone against the Cowboys. Especially you love your guy, Eberflus. Pacers, Eagles, or Vikings defense. This one's super easy. Eagles against Washington.
Yep.
It's Eagles. They just gave up 85 total yards. Like I know it was against the Raiders, but Furious says, I don't think Stafford should be MVP. Allen and May are just better. I think Mahomes was better too. Mahomes wasn't better this year than Matt Stafford. Absolutely not. Allen, I think Allen's in the conversation. I think it should be between those 3: Stafford, Allen, and May. It's going to come down to how it finishes.
I'm just laughing that he just said they're just better, and I know it's your opinion, but Matthew Stafford is an actual overall better quarterback than both those guys. Now, May, we're talking second year, so that's unfair to talk. I'm talking Allen between Allen and Stafford. Yeah. Matthew Stafford is an overall actual better quarterback than Josh Allen. Josh Allen is just younger, much more athletic. Running game is like super involved, so that's why he's a better overall quarterback. But when I'm talking when I say I know I said overall both ways.
I'm still not gonna agree with that one though.
That's fine, and that's fine.
He's not.
But maybe not right now.
He's a Hall of Famer.
I was saying maybe not right now. You're right. Like maybe Stafford, if Stafford was Stafford of 28 years old on the Lions, that level of athleticism comparing to Josh Allen athleticism
Stafford.
Now.
You just have dude. You know what he also has? Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams, and Sean McVay. Who does Josh Allen have? Sean McDermott, a defensive coach who's terrible, and Khalil Shakir, who's a gadget player, and Dawson Knox. Dude, it's bad.
Rob, I'm sorry. Back to you. I'm never going to get in that type of argument with anybody because.
And he plays.
Hey, by the way, everything's perfect. Okay, so everybody, Rob's argument is that Patrick Mahomes had. Oh, do you want me to explain to you everything Patrick Mahomes had, and that's why he was good?
No,
that's
why he's an all-timer. All right, we got to move on. Furious, my homie lost with Pitts and tight end premium. Ew. So double PPR, 13 catches. So he probably scored
80 points.
He scored like 50. No, it was like 59. 59 points in tight end premium. That's disgusting.
He scored 49 in XFL.
That's because you get the bonus for 100 yards.
That's fair.
So he got 49 or 47 in full PPR, 13 with double. So it'd be 60. Eagles D always. Well, thanks, J Bob. Let's not ask J Bob for Eagles questions because Remember when I had Jason on the show the first time? You know, he was on for like 2 hours and we got a lot of Bucks related questions, and no matter what, it was Bucks. And like, I love the fandom, and that's why Ray, I do love you because you're a big Bears fan, but you can separate, especially in fantasy, gambling, stuff like that for the show. You separate your Bears fandom from actually just, you know, those kind of things. So
we've lived it too long.
I do like.
I'm not going to give everybody. I'm not going to just lead everybody down the Bears, Chicago Bears. You know what they say. I'm not going to lead a dead horse to water and make them drink. Like, that's Bears fans. I'm not letting every other person who's watching us do that same thing. So no, I'm not going to do that. You're right. As much as I love him.
RJ Harvey, Judkins, Genty, Bucky, pick 2, full PPR. Bucky, I'm starting Bucky against Carolina. I know it's been rough. I think it's Harvey and Bucky.
Judkins is out right now for that question for full PPR right now.
Yeah,
he's out, which is fucked because, dude, if I was a Judkins owner and I have no Judkins, I was pissed I had no Judkins. But now I guess I'm not too mad about it because, unfortunately, here we are in the playoff time and he's useless.
Yeah, he's not even usable.
That's what I mean. So it's Bucky, Harvey, Genty, but no.
You said it. You said it. If am I wrong?
Am I wrong? No, you're not wrong.
Am I wrong?
You're not wrong, Walter. You're just an asshole.
Okay, then.
You just take it easy, man.
You know, that's your answer for everything, dude. And let me point out something. Pacifism is not, look at our current situation with that camel fucker in Iraq. Pacifism is not something to hide behind.
Just take it easy, man.
I'm perfectly calm, dude.
Yeah, waving the fucking gun around?
Calmer than you are.
Calmer than you are.
You didn't let me finish though, because I don't have Bucky in our league. I have Bucky in another league I'm out in, but in the league we're in, I do have Genty and Harvey, and I have the luxury because we have a very deep league to start both. But if I had to start one, I would still be starting Genty. So it's Bucky, Genty, Harvey. But Genty and Harvey, it's very interchangeable.
No, that's not accurate, and I'll tell you why that's not accurate. Because I've been very, very harsh on RJ Harvey, the talent and the workload.
Mm-hmm.
He got literally 90% of the running back opportunities this last week against the Packers. Chase McLaughlin had 2 touches, 2 carries, bro. So, RJ Harvey, the problem is RJ Harvey did get nicked up at the end of the game with an ankle injury, but I'm just going to opportunity right there is RJ Harvey better offense, same opportunity as
Genty. Real quick, just the last thing I'll say, you were talking PPR and you just said all that about Harvey. Harvey had 1 target and no catches.
Yeah, but he had 9 catches the previous 2 weeks. So
okay.
We can go back and forth.
That's fine.
I'm just going to go with the better offense, and I think there's a chance.
Better team.
I'm a Trevor Lawrence defender this year. I have been in a lot of leagues.
But we both
think
know
this could be a wheels fall off game. And
either way, just real quick, we both know that the Raiders get left. The only way that Genty's a true offensive, amazing player is when they have a great game script. They never do, ever. RJ Harvey will
going through this game.
Exactly. No, they will not. And RJ Harvey always has that opportunity because the Broncos are one of the best teams, or the best team right now in the NFL. So
Hampton or Judkins? I think the Judkins matchup is terrible. JCM on waivers too and half PPR. Well, now JCM has the Eagles, so that's not exactly the best matchup in the world. But and Rodriguez might be back, so let's take him out of this. Hampton or Judkins? Now, it's Hampton. I would be debating starting Judkins if Sampson was out again, although we didn't see that work. But maybe Sampson comes back.
I want to talk to Sampson. Climb to the moon like that bitch Alice Cram.
We love that song. So that's so tough, man. So you got to wait on the injuries there. But I think the easy answer is Hampton. If there's no Sampson and he needs some upside, I think Judkins could be due for a big game. But Cleveland's just so hard to predict. I can't
trust. I'm going Hampton. I cannot trust Judkins. He just. Sure, Sanders is just not it right now.
Ray, who's the number 2 pick next year in fantasy? If we're going to say Gibbs goes number 1, is it Bijan because Algier leaves? Is it
JSN? I think it's gonna be JSN. It'll just be the easy hot pick.
Jamar Chase though, still
no. It'll be JSN. He's the new hot guy. He will be either 1, 2, 3, pretty much average amount.
Yeah, it's almost like the Antonio Brown situation where he is just so goddamn safe, and he just proved that he can have a number 1 overall finish, which didn't seem like he was the player that would comp to that. He'd be like the Amon-Ra St. Brown safety guy, always finishes 4th or 5th. PZ, 49ers or Seahawks? This is Seahawks. I know the 49ers have Old Man Rivers there, but again, the Seahawks defense didn't do very much against Old Man Rivers, and the 49ers defense is bad.
Old Man Rivers.
That's a good call, Brendan. No, the best wide receiver core in the world is when I have JSN, Lamb, and Amon-Ra. Well, yeah, but you had to make a trade to get that for one. And also, I wasn't saying so. Your top three are better. Why I said mine's elite is because I could start 4 in my league, and I have Nico Collins as my 4th. So essentially, it's Nico, JSN, Rashee Rice, and George Pickens. Okay, there's better. I'm saying that's like pretty goddamn elite. Yours is really good too, Ray. What is yours?
I was saying, do you want to tell him who was able to draft 2 of those 3 and not trade for one of the 3?
That's because it was a 10-team Superflex league. But yeah, what is yours again? 100%. Who's your 3? JSN, St. Brown, and Ibuka?
Yeah, which that's obviously way better because Ibuka and any of those 3 kills it. But JSN and Amon, man. Hey, by the way, it's not Amon-Ra.
There it is. Thank you. Should I keep Chuba's stash for now? I have 3 RBs already. Yeah, Chuba's a perfect bench stash. I mean, he's
literally what we're
the best handcuff in the league.
All it takes is that one chop tackle to Rico's knee, like we've seen.
Rico already got hurt last week and came back in the game, so he has an ankle injury already. So
there you
go. Tracy is a starter, and Dart has a better O-line. Yeah, Tracy is the starter, and I can't believe what we saw the previous 4 weeks. So why were they giving Singletary like 40% of the work?
Trash.
Made it out of the first round. Probably going to start Evans over Diggs this week. Diggs has been so disappointing. Yeah, you're definitely doing that one, bro. I don't care about the what I said about the J.C. Horn issues. Like, Diggs is an afterthought in that offense. Quarterback Allen, Barkley, Henderson, Sutton, Myers, Bowers. Yeah.
I just can't believe. Did you see that graphic of how much money that Diggs can make? Like, if he had, what would you say? I know this is completely out of pocket, like Vikings Day numbers. Not even Buffalo Day numbers, like Vikings Day numbers, because but like 8 catches, 120 yards, and a touchdown for two or 3 straight weeks, he would make an extra like $4 million. Now I understand that's literally out of pocket shit because they love to run the ball, but like, what did he have? Like, what was it like 3 catches and like 20?
He needs that money for that pink blow he likes to get with Cardi B. Expensive, bro. That's the good shit. That's the good shit.
That's the dark market shit, my man. Oh shit, we can't.
I know it's kind of crazy to ask, but should I start Allen with a tough matchup against Cleveland or Purdy against Indy? We're not benching Josh Allen. Again, I get your thought process.
Getting cute. Please do not get cute now. You got here with Allen. I understand. We'll just put it this way, guys. The Bears just beat the living shit out of the Browns for 31 points. I understand that was at home, not at Cleveland, but the Buffalo plays outdoors in the cold, more north than Cleveland. So I wouldn't be worried about it.
I'd like to see Burrow without the wide receivers, to be honest. Part of why the defense is bad is the dynamic of the offense being very, very big play oriented. I will say this. Joe Burrow is a product of having Jamar Chase, all that kind of stuff. But the fact remains, Joe Burrow has the highest completion percentage in the history of the NFL, and he's a big play merchant. So you mix those 2 together. I test as well. What he did with that last year in LSU. Now he had Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase in that year. He's always had weapons. Joe Burrow, eye test wise, he's a very smart processor. One of the most accurate quarterbacks in the league. Like, that dude's he's a badass. Joe Burrow's awesome. He's elite. Ray, is Minnesota eliminated from the playoff picture? They've been eliminated from the second they fielded JJ McCarthy. Would say that. They've been eliminated for like 5 weeks.
Let's be real, dude. I mean, Bandit, let's be real. I mean, honestly, between how the Bears have been looking, even with the Packers with their injuries, are still way better than the Vikings, and the Lions are still there.
Mouth, when I was talking about Joe Burrow going to the Jets and saying they're awful, I get that they have pieces in place and they have a lot of draft capital, all that kind of stuff. The Jets franchise is awful, so it's like not a place you want to go. Now, maybe they clean it up.
They have draft capital. A lot of them be gone for Burrow. So,
right now you're doing that, and you mix that with paying a quarterback $70 million a year, whatever he's going to be making in a couple years. Tough pill to swallow there. Got the Jags beating the Broncos this week. Now, I could see that as well. It's just
that's not totally out of pocket by any means.
Saints over Lions D. Won me my matchup this week on advice of the show. Hey-o. Yeah, we like the Saints defense this week. And they played pretty well. It wasn't they played well. The Lions defense played awful, and that was part of our argument was it was kind of a close match. I would definitely want the Saints. I don't want to play a defense against the Rams. But it was less rest of season.
Deion Branch?
Or no, yeah, Deion Branch is a huge loss.
That's fucked them big time. And here's the thing too, like we talked about. Who is New Orleans playing again next week?
New Orleans has the Jets, Titans,
and then at Tennessee for the last two matchups.
Yeah, that's money. Should I drop Monungai and Debo to hoard defenses? I won't start them. I have Seattle and Houston already. Debo, maybe. If you don't need a receiver, but I'm not dropping Monungai.
No.
He's a league winner, and you could have that in the championship.
Dude, if DeAndre Swift gets hurt, Monungai will be getting minimum 20 carries a game with probably – that's minimum. And then probably a minimum of 3 targets at like average, I would say is about like 5. So 25 touches, I'd say.
We had one game, one sample of it, and he had 28 carries. Like legitimate had 28 carries.
Ray just pulled that out of my ass, and there you go.
Hey-o, Saints D or 49ers D. I could go either way on this one just because the Phillip Rivers thing. Like they're so limited on offense, but what they're doing, not throwing the ball downfield, getting the ball out quick and running the ball with Jonathan Taylor 28 times it's not conducive to high defensive outputs against them, right? You're not getting turnovers, big plays, sacks even. And like, yeah, they might only score 16, 17 points, but you're going to have only 6 or 8 for your defense where the Saints D gets you some turnovers, right? We want that.
Well, then just go and pick them up.
Ray, we talked about Cardi and Rob K Thursday. That pink stuff is taken care of along with Drake May's MVP award.
Yeah.
That's good shit.
Yes, Mouth, you're not wrong, my man.
Again, everyone, Downtown Sports, link in the description.
Yes, please watch.
Every Tuesday, once a week. It's on 23 different platforms. They had Iron Eagle on their goddamn show. So maybe check that out. Adam, Broncos or Rams D? This is Broncos over Rams D.
Yeah.
Also, no Patreon signups in this stream tonight, guys. I know a lot of you guys have been watching every night. Like, support your boys. Also, get in the Discord. Like, get this chat. This show goes on 24/7. A lot of other big perks, guys. So, link in the description. Professionalfanatics.com.
Well, it's great camaraderie along with great information. Like you're getting both things. Like there's no hate in there. It's there are conversations, but it's not.
It's mostly just hate for Jalen Hurts. It's just Jalen Hurts hate.
And or just whatever fan of the team you are of whoever hates
and
them.
If you're a gambler, like I'm just telling you, like I've been paying my rent with my gambling this year, and I post all of my picks. We are on fire. We are 65% in prop bets this year. So put those in parlays, bet them singles, whatever the hell you want to do. But it's $5 a month to get access to just that part of it, the Discord and the bets and other things as well. It's gonna pay off and you're gonna pay a year in literally 1 week. So why the hell not? If Watson doesn't play, the Bears, trust me. Yeah, Watson's huge. That's the top.
Well, Watson's out, bro. Like
Watson.
What I heard, from what they're saying, he broke his clavicle, which looked. I don't know, it didn't look that bad, but for what the aftermath, how bad he was wincing. That dude is definitely made of glass, bro. I don't know what's up with him. He's talented and athletic as hell, but his bones are just brighter than you and my.
Mouth says the Jalen Hurts hate. He also said or hating on me. Mouth in the Discord. Well, you know what? Yeah. You make some Stephen A. outlandish comments. That's going to be brought back with a lot of pushback, whether that be from Packers fans or it's also just good conversation. So again, I don't hate it. I love it. I think it's good.
We love you, Mouth.
It's good radio. It's good content. It is really good for the Discord because those are healthy, insane discussions. And again, opinions are opinions for a reason. Like, it's hard to say you're right. Now, the Jalen Hurts opinion, I don't feel like I'm wrong on.
Hey, we can all have them, and we all have assholes, They're all the same. Me included.
Yeah. Well, some people's are bleached and cleaners. Mine's probably cleaner than yours. Too evil to hope. More steroids in the NFL would prevent injuries. Well, I think a lot of players in the NFL are already on steroids, so we just need to make it legal, right?
Well, I know. Dude, I don't know how old you are, Hope, but, this is not even a conversation. All you need to do is just listen. And I know this is all Ray yelling at the cloud in the sky, get off my lawn. But it's because everything is so fucking like everything is so pussy shit, dude. You like, there's no hitting in the NFL like anymore. Like everything in these guys that like, I listen to Sports Talk Radio in Chicago. There's a lot of old, former Bears players, and I'm talking up in the, from like the Lovey Smith days. So that's, mid 2000s. These guys would still be going through 2-a-day training camps, going through grueling, like, build up for their bodies, hitting hard, like building their bodies to be numb. Like now they don't do that. So now that the fact they keep lengthening the season, it's going to happen again. Dude, the injuries are going to continue to get worse. Nothing's going to stop. And, one thing they really need to do to make things easier is get real grass back. That will help a lot. But
Ray is the channel's injury expert around here.
Let's not forget, dude, that keeping wildlife, an amphibious rodent for, domestic within the city, that ain't legal either.
What are you, a fucking park ranger now?
No, I'm just trying to offer.
Who gives a shit about the fucking marmot?
Joe says,
don't you
Joel
fucking
says,
ray me like that,
catch.
you bastard.
I just rayed you, bro. Joel says, Leadhead, I have the controls here, so I can do whatever I please. Leadhead one. Yeah. I got it. Leadhead had one catch versus KC. He's had like 4 catches his last like 3 games, 4 his last 2 games, something like that. It's been bad. I don't care. Ladd McConkey is still the pass catcher to own there, and it's against the Cowboys. So like, we're not just starting guys based on pass production. We're going to start guys on what they're going to do. And then he also says Allen has had four very bad games. Josh Allen's the number 1 quarterback in fantasy.
That's what I was going to. Well, no, I think it's mean Keenan Allen, but that's what I was going to bring up is that everybody who drafted Ladd McConkey was like, "Oh, I got Ladd McConkey." As you should have when the draft happened. But then people who either drafted Keenan Allen really late, or picked him up on the free agent wire, and he had that great first 6 weeks. Only maybe had 4 really good games, but had in general a good first 6 weeks. Or whatever it was. And he's had now I'm saying people who were relying on him instead of making moves to make him your 4th receiver or 5th receiver are now getting fucked and end up losing in the playoffs because of that.
May's loss on Sunday bumps him out of the conversation. Stafford deserved it this year. I'll say this. If Josh Allen can lead this team to the division title with the cast of bums they have,
yes,
Josh Allen should be MVP. And also, there's also the world where Stafford loses this game on Thursday nights and they don't win the division, right? And the Seahawks win the division. In that case, he probably won't win MVP because it's a team award. It's a record award. And Matt Stafford has Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua and Sean McVay. That's elite.
What about the dark horse real conversation that nobody wants to talk about, which I'm just literally right now just pulling out of my ass as we're talking? The Bears run the table their last 3 games.
Caleb's numbers not good enough. Not good. Summer shot. Not good enough. You got to have the numbers. I feel bad for the Tiny Dancer owners this season. Just awful. What a bad performance. Also lost me a bet.
That's why Ray doesn't know anything that trash.
So rough. Do you know the Muffin Man? Yeah, I know the song, dude. It's a pretty lame ass song.
Do you know the Muffin Man?
I had T-Law on my bench. I had T-Law on my bench in favor of Burrow in another league. I mean, there's nothing you can do there. Everyone was starting. T-Law had a good matchup against the Jets, but it was what's the pass volume going to be? He didn't even throw much. It was just so efficient. Joe Burrow has historically destroyed the Ravens.
Yes.
Destroyed them.
Well, in our XFL league, I was on a bye, but nonetheless, even I was not on a bye. I started Stafford over T-Law. T-Law had 53 points in our league because we have bonuses and all this crazy shit. Well, I still would have always started Stafford over him. All day.
Should I drop Dak, Judy, Godwin, or Booty for Lawrence and Dynasty? Yes, Booty. But not Dak. Let's not drop Dak. That should not be in the conversation.
It's Booty.
Or Godwin. Yeah, or Godwin because the age, Booty. Or Judy. Any of them. Yeah, Booty.
Just Booty.
Any of those guys. I would, but if it wasn't between those 3 guys, I would drop any one of those individual guys for Lawrence and Dynasty. I wouldn't drop Dak.
Oh, it's Dynasty? God, I'm sorry. Judy then. Fuck him.
Yeah. But Godwin's
super
Godwin.
Old. Yeah, you're right with
I have an argument for all those guys. Booty's emerging.
No, Booty's young and emerging. I wouldn't drop him. I would still
Judy
let that
is
run that,
the number
run
1
that
in
course.
his team. Godwin's old, but it could have another year with the Bucs. So it's what do you need? If you need a guy that will, have some upside down the road, it's Booty. If you need a guy for next year to flex, it's Godwin.
Honestly, It's Judy, dude. Judy just sucks.
Yeah, he's just terrible.
Like
yeah.
he just has not.
Isaiah
really
Bond
done...
is taking his job, so
yeah, just drop Judy, dude. Keep those other guys. I'm sorry.
I didn't see this comment. Mouth had a good call here. Burrow to the Cards. Kyler's money
Oh,
makes it work.
My.
Now, does how Jackson Dart essentially takes away 1 or 2 first rounders you have to give up for Joe Burrow because Jackson Dart's a young Kyler Murray, you got to add a first round pick to trade him because who the fuck wants Kyler Murray?
You.
And this is what I said about the Kyler thing. I don't think it's over for Kyler, but where he can't go is an outdoor division. He cannot go play for the Bengals where you got to go to Baltimore. NFC South, AFC West.
South.
No, sorry, AFC South.
Yeah,
NFC South. Any of those divisions are fine. Like Kyler cannot play in elements, bro.
Hey,
like,
and you know what? There are teams in those divisions that could use him.
Jonathan, we do love roasting Hurts in the Discord. And the thing is, I would like doing it anyway, but J-Bob it's so much funnier with Eagles fans because they love him so blindly. We all love I would like Jalen Hurts if he was my quarterback, but I would be much more realistic that I would give him a lot of blame when they play bad. And I just know he's not the reason they won. He's not the reason they lose. He's just kind of a glorified, a better version of a game manager with legs and the tush push thing. There's a lot of elements here, but just again, put him on the Raiders, guys. Put him on the Raiders and see what happens. I'm saying,
what are we talking about him?
Real quick, Dak or Jalen Hurts next year on the Raiders. Who's gonna have a better record?
Dak.
Yeah.
Well,
unless you have a unique coordinator that can use Jalen Hurts' skill set.
Right.
Dak can run an NFL offense much better without elite weapons. We've never seen Jalen Hurts without elite weapons. We've never seen it.
No, but I don't love Dak either. But no, you're right. From what everybody's known, he's had Alabama with Nick Saban and everything they had there, and then the Eagles. That's been,
and the only time he didn't have weapons was the first year and a half, 2 years, but he had his legs were so much better. He was such a more dynamic playmaker with his legs that counteracted. Now he doesn't have the legs anymore, it appears. All those tush pushes taking a toll. Again, I still think Jalen Hurts is a fine quarterback. He's a starting quarterback. He's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. With the Eagles, could win another one. But without the Eagles, we don't know. Furious, the Cardinals are in such a bad spot. They have some good pieces like Walter Nolan. I love Walter Nolan, by the way. He will be in elites. He's gonna be a Pro Bowler for sure. The Cardinals are in a shit spot, but they have Michael Wilson. But they also have Marvin Harrison. Gross.
Gross.
Let's see. Oh, we're caught up to the comments. Look at that. That's pretty cool. We are 1 super away from a chug. If we get that in the next 3-4 minutes, we'll stay on for 20 more minutes.
I'm on it.
Watson, nope, you can't do it. I won't count it. Watson underwent a precautionary CT scan during his hospital stay in Denver. So it looks like an extended absence, which it's not long-term, but I think he's going to miss this week is my guess. This week, right?
Yeah.
They need him, though. They need him. They need him a lot because I'm so surprised how good he's looked and coming off the injury. It just sucks that his injuries.
Are you surprised how good he looks or how just bad we know the rest of the receivers suck?
Dude, Wicks, I think this year, they're actually playing well. They've impressed me. Wicks has impressed me. Dubs has impressed me.
Oh, yeah, because they've all been so worthy. To be honest, when you have that type of team that just use that many, options, you need to have Tom Brady level of production when he had Welker and all those guys. That's not ever happening with Love, at least this year right now. Those guys, they're doing fine, but nothing to blow my socks off.
Would you trade Harrison Jr. to a contender for a low first-round pick? I'm not giving up on Marvin Harrison yet just because it's the draft capital he has. It's the I don't know. I want to say he's not guaranteed anymore, but the prospect we were promised. And that should go into, and he actually did look a little better this year after the drop. He had the dropsies, and it's not great, but I'm not trading for a low first-round pick. No, I do it for a mid or a high first-round pick.
So, honestly, I know this is going to sound fucked. He might be done there in Arizona.
Yeah, which would actually be good for him. He needs to change the scenery. Like
that's my point. Yeah, I don't think as a career, no, he's not done. But that's what this is what might happen. Is that they might trade him to, I would say the Chiefs before injury with Mahomes, but that wouldn't be a low round pick, but like somebody like the Bills, But the Bills, here's the problem, is that if the Bills don't win the Super Bowl this year, even if they make the playoffs, to be honest, I think Sean McDermott's out. He needs to go, me personally. He's run his time, his run. He's become Lovie Smith of the Bills. But he has a way, way more success than Lovie ever had. That admittedly, I'll give that. Like, that's not even close. But it just seems like his time is just run amok at this point to where they need something else there. They need their Ben Johnson, which I know don't grow on trees, but Sean McDermott he's annoying watching him on the sideline, dude. He's just so uninspiring. He just sits there
Here's the upside with Marvin Harrison, though, for if he stays with the Cardinals, is there's going to be no more Kyler Murray. Thank you, Mouth. We hit 10. We got 20 more minutes. Ray, we got to do a chug. There's no more Kyler Murray, which is good. That is a good thing. We like that. That's a good thing. Let's see. If I could pick up DJ Moore, is he worth stashing? Absolutely, he's worth stashing.
Absolutely. I'm always looking for Jack Doyle.
Well, we have Luther Burden, who's questionable for next week. We have Roma Dunze, who I would say is doubtful for next week. We have Cole Kmet, who's injured. So we have most likely 2 or 3 of the top 5 passing options out. And DJ Moore's good. I've been saying this forever. I love DJ Moore.
There's nothing wrong with DJ Moore.
In fantasy, yeah.
Of course. It's just, again, I think it really I just really think it really has to do, again, that with Ben Johnson's offense, it's going to go back to the same type of shit that we've talked about, that the Bears offense is going to turn into the type of offense that there's not just going to be a bona fide number one. Like, it's just not going to happen that way. It's literally showing right now. When you had a shittier offensive coordinator who doesn't know what the fuck they're doing with Shane Waldron and Thomas Brown Jr., you had him being DJ Moore being the number one guy. You know?
Right. I really have to piss. Like, I can't even chug this drink without pissing. But I'm going to play a clip, though, because I got to play my Bill Cosby clip, which I love. And then talk about this question here after if I'm still peeing. I probably will. It's a big. It's a load coming out my
out of your ass. I get it.
Where's it at?
Are you gonna piss piss like a woman? All right, so I hope everybody enjoyed that awesome clip. So thoughts on Puka Thursday without D Adams? Do you all think this helps him or hurts him? So we talked about this earlier, Logan, is that me and Rob both believe that when you have somebody as talented who is going to, he'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer, and Devontae Adams, even, he's older and a little bit slower than when he was on the Packers. Doesn't matter. He's been elite this year. He's been a wide receiver, low end wide receiver 1, high end wide receiver 2. And when you have somebody that good to be able to offset a defense and that needs to focus on him and make sure that they don't let him run wild, that only helps somebody like Puka Nacua to just get either just one-on-one situations or low end double situations instead of just straight doubling or triple teaming him. So yeah, it's going to hurt him overall. But Puka is, but Puka's also one of the.
I don't think it makes it better. I think it's a lateral mover. It hurts him a little bit. The upside, like we mentioned, is that he's more likely to catch a touchdown because those looks aren't going to go to Devontae Adams. They literally scheme up about 3 fades inside the 5 or 6 yard line for him. Now you might say maybe they're just going to run the ball.
Kyrie Williams, man. Kyrie Williams sitting there in the background or in the backfield. I'm like, oh yeah, he's about to get it. And all of a sudden, nope, sorry, Ray. Look.
The downside, though, with the Puka thing is, yes, maybe more targets, but the downside is this is against an elite defense in Seattle, and it's a lot easier to take out Puka without Devontae Adams there. Now, it's hard. You're never going to take out Puka because the play calling, the scheming, and Puka's too good of a player, but they could limit him to a 6 for 90, 6 for 80, 7 for 90, which is a bad game for Puka Nacua. So he's still a must start. He's still a wide receiver 1. So it's not good. You would think it's good. Like certain players like George Pickens without CeeDee Lamb, that's good. That was good. This is not
even
the
Jamar
case
Chase,
with that.
dude. Jamar Chase without T. Higgins, he still doesn't get hampered much by that.
Right. That's actually good because you're going to get 16 targets. Furious, where'd you all meet? High school friends? Technically, I know you can't tell because I look so youthful, but I am 3 years older than Ray. So he were a freshman when I was a senior. So we didn't really know each other in high school, but friends of friends, essentially. I was friends with one of his best friends' older brothers. And then we got together, and then we've been playing fantasy for XFL's been around for 11 years. So that's when we really became that first night, the XFL draft, where me and Ray historically stay up. We don't sleep. We sit in the hot tub. It's at our buddy's parents' house, $1 million house, hot tub, fire pit, pool, you name it. And we're always the last ones up. We always just like stay up till the sun rises.
But we were
that was 11 years ago, right?
We were like between acquaintance and friends before that because of like low rim and stuff like that. But the actual friendship has been about over a decade. But we even knew I knew you of you and like met you when I was a freshman in high school.
Well, it's because I'm a goddamn celebrity.
Yeah, you can say that.
Logan, now this is the W. I have Puka. My opponent has Adams. Now that's a W because he ain't gonna have Adams. So
yeah. For fantasy wise, and that is what's going on, dude. Then don't even listen to what we just said because you're gonna end up like.
Yeah, I mean,
who the hell does he have?
Obviously, you're not benching. It's just about like prop bets and stuff like that. We're talking about with tempering expectations. Debo to Buffalo, and like I'm more talking about it because I think the question arose because the guy was going against Puka, and I'm against Puka in like 6 spots this week. Now we're all going to be against Puka and all these JSNs because we're down to the final 4.
This is where we're at. Yeah,
all the good players, like everyone that had Puka this year is probably in the playoffs. St. Brown, JSN, George Pickens. Like those players, Jonathan Taylor, like Jahmyr Gibbs, like those players are all generally, unless the guy's an idiot, especially all the guys that had big weeks last week, right? Like Puka had a giant week last week. So if you didn't get a bye and you had Puka, you probably advanced. Dabo to Buffalo. I would like that. Not as a head coach, though.
No, but I think
it'd be a perfect marriage. Perfect marriage with McDermott.
Well, he was already there. So yeah, he'd just go back and just make that offense better. Honestly,
you ready for a chug of luck?
Mouth, that's a great call because honestly, he'll be gone or he's already gone. And if I said they need to get rid of McDermott, but if they don't, that is the perfect move to along his career.
Here we go. I'll beat you. This is in a cup. Damn it! It's quicker when I don't have the fruit in there. Michael says, "I love this show.
It's just so cold when it hits the lips,
brother." It's so cold when it hits your lips. When it hits your lips, do I have
that
clip? I might have deleted that clip. Hold on. Let's see if I have it. Do I have it? I don't know if I have it. I don't think I deleted it.
You better find something good enough.
Oh, this one though. I
was between that and Muhammad.
Why the fuck would it be between that or Muhammad? Why don't you just pick a common name like a normal person?
Muhammad is the most commonly used name on earth. Read a fucking book for one.
Will Diggs, we had this conversation. I was notoriously really high on Tyler Warren coming out. I mean, I don't think either of them were worth a top 10 pick or in that range. And I admit when I'm wrong, and I was calling Loveland a bust and just a bad pick. I think it was a little aggressive, but I think that Ben Johnson, I think he's earned my trust in general with his head coaching ability, the way to utilize players, that I feel like Loveland wasn't a bad pick. I think I would have still rather taken Tyler Warren there, just because I think Tyler Warren's a better all-around player. But okay, there you go.
Oh, so again, if you're going to listen to just people like us who have zero access to anybody in any NFL circles, or you're going to listen to people who have access to NFL circles, there were nonstop calls to get into the top 10. The moment the Bears drafted Colston Loveland, all those calls went fucking silent. So, riddle me this. Was it for Tyler Warren, who went 14? Or was it for the guy who went 10 when those calls ended? And
it doesn't make it right.
Oh, really? Because at this point, Just look at the tape. Like, Coastal is ascending, and again, I'm not going to sit here and say Tyler Warren's trash. I think that they're going to be equally as good in different ways. But what I'm also saying, too, is that it's really a good sign for both these guys, because if everybody, I don't know, like if everybody's in how long you've been playing fantasy and is watching the NFL, but in general, tight end rookies take the longest to develop, mostly, like when it comes to skill position. And the fact that these two guys are developing at such a high clip, I wouldn't be shocked if these guys end up being two top tight ends. I mean, well, Tyler Warren's already a top 10 tight end, and Loveland being a top tight end for fantasy and overall. Because I don't know, everybody go look up Coastal Loveland pancaking Myles Garrett.
And we all know Ray loves his pancakes. Why can't the Bears run the table? I mean, I'm not saying they can't, but they do have the Packers, the Niners, and the Lions. That's a gauntlet. That's the hardest. It's officially the hardest remaining schedule of any team in the NFL. That's why we can't run the table. 1 and 2 will get us in the playoffs, I do believe. Unless Detroit goes 3-0. I think that's the way it goes. 2 and 1, we're definitely
in general. No, Rob, there's 0% chance. I'm telling you, 0. I will blow you on live here if the Bears have 11 wins and miss the playoffs. 11 wins will get you into the playoffs in the NFC this year, no matter what.
Okay, you heard it here first. And I'm a little skeptical because Storey was on and said the whole thing about, I said Jameis Winston is going to start that game.
Yeah,
and he was saying it's Russell Wilson, and he said he's
I guess we're going to be able to tell who puts up or shuts up, huh?
Can I outsource that to? Can your mom do it for me?
No, I'd kill you before that.
Well, it's not this. Okay, well, is it this? I'm trying to think here. Let me ask you this question. So I have a mother, and I have a mother, and I have a wife. So I have two, a mother and a wife, and I have sisters. So let's just go down that road. Like, would I prefer if it's blowing you? Well, they would let you finish.
I have other people I could possibly outsource if you want to get real dirty.
No, but it's got to be. I want it to be a woman. It can't be your aunt. It can't be your aunt. It needs to be closer. Get the fuck out of here. You're not gonna call. You're gonna call up your aunt and be like, "Hey, Aunt Judy, dude, I lost a bet on the fucking podcast. Can you blow my buddy, dude? You can't do that. You can ask your mom before you ask your fucking aunt. Your mom might sympathize with you. She knows you. Your aunt doesn't know you like that, unless your aunt does. Anyways, answer my question, Ray. So in my end, I'm trying to think. Would I rather have my wife give it to you or my mom? Like, what's weirder? If I had to outsource it, if I didn't want to blow you, it's a crazy conversation. Would I rather have my wife have to give you the blowing?
I don't even think it's in conversation. Unfortunately, that's really
it's
bad,
my mom, right?
No,
it's not my wife, dude. No, I don't want to. I have to live with my wife.
You came for your mom, bro. You wouldn't be here without your mom. You want the source of you. You want the source of you to have some sort of horribleness connected to anybody when it comes to those things. At least your wife.
Well, see, here's not what you're understanding, Ray. Is if it was you having to outsource it wouldn't be that horrible because they're gonna love it.
Very nice performance. Very nice and clean performance. Very, very, very nice. Which one of these talented entertainers, who I am not attracted to at all, will be the winner?
Justin, we're talking about outsourcing blowjob bets because Ray said if the Bears win 11 games and miss the playoffs this year, he will blow me on the stream. I said, I don't want to blow you from you. I want to blow you from your mother. So we're talking about outsourcing blowy bets. And I was saying I have a mother and a wife. Who would I rather have outsource my blowjob to a friend? And that's where we're at. So we'll move on.
Hey, Rob, the proper answer is the one right below that. I'd rather die. That's the actual answer.
No, I want to live, bro.
Meaning this is not happening is what we're getting at.
Well, I mean, Erica does love my wife does love to suck dick. Now, I like to hope it's just mine, but I know it's not. Have you seen no, hold on. Have you seen Clerks, by the way?
Yeah, of course, dude. All three of them.
So the most epic. I wish I had this clip in here where they're talking about in Clerks. They're talking about like how Dante's fucked 11 girls and like how it's crazy, and his girlfriend's like, I only had sex with 3 guys, and then she's telling a story about the snowball And then she reveals she sucked like 46 dicks, but she's only fucked 3 guys, and he freaks. And I guess that's also the ratio of like, what's worse? Would you rather have your girl go down on 46 guys and bang 3 of them, or bang 11 guys? You know what I mean? Like, what's the level of intimacy?
Well, unfortunately,
you know what I mean?
Rob, I'm going to tell you right now, the fact that was even a conversation back when obviously when I say this, I'm not like being like, that was a conversation back in the 90s, like mid 90s, and he freaked out now. Like, dude, that girl in that particular situation would have an OnlyFans now, and she would have banged 40, whatever the fuck number you said, and blown
46.
So she would have banged 46 guys and blown
and sucked
over
406.
Maybe not that high, but at least over 100 different guys that she didn't bang. So technically speaking, had 150 different dicks in her mouth. So
see, the difference is, I feel like girls throw around the willy-nilly, the blowing the guys is not a big deal. Like, we don't throw around going down on girls. I don't just go down on girls without banging them. Like, if I'm going down on you, I'm banging you. That's the end of the story. We're moving on, though.
Yeah, because all we
Gannon
needs
needs to be
unzip
fired.
one thing and just whip doing it out. Where
Right.
the whole going down, it's like you gotta really get on.
Much more intimate, brother.
Exactly.
Gannon needs to be fired for sure. Favorite player, Tucker Kraft for me, even though I'm a Bears fan, just because I loved him this year.
My favorite
Who's your
player,
favorite player?
My favorite player, I really do like Josh, man. I just everything he does. I like the fact because he seems he's gotten progressively better as an actual quarterback in throwing. Again, that's why I have faith for, and I have at least hopes and faith for Caleb to become more accurate over time. Because if everybody don't know, so look up Josh Allen to Caleb Williams' first 2-year numbers through their first, I think it was like however many starts it was like 2 weeks ago. They had basically the same exact numbers. Josh Allen like a little bit, but it was like very minuscule, like, you know, maybe 50 yards here and whatnot. But my point is like everybody's worried about Caleb's accuracy, which I am as well. But Josh Allen is upwards of 70% now. Back at the same time of his career with as Josh Allen did with Caleb, he was at like 55, 56. So,
geez, you told us everything there.
Good. Tell me everything.
Okay, they were both here. They were both inside me. Eduardo was in my mouth and Luther was in my butt.
Oh my God, no, don't tell me everything. What? No, what? Damn it, Bonnie. Eduardo who?
Sanchez.
Holy shit, tell us more.
Then Luther went in Eduardo's butt for a while.
Tell us less. Tell us less.
Then they both completed on each other. I was left out of the finale.
Tell us less.
This is Max. Damn it, Bonnie is the best thing. Like,
no, I think honestly, I would love to absolutely see all the bloopers for that particular scene.
Outtakes, 100%. No, you know what? That was probably the first fucking take because that show is epic. Hetzer, my opponent has St. Brown, Kittle, Bowers, Waddle, Dowdle, Swift, and Brissett. Am I cooked next week? No, because Swift, Brissett, Dowdle.
Well, who does he have? I can't remember.
Waddle,
who you have, Hetzer.
Jonathan, what kind of wide receiver names are we thinking the Bills can get in free agency? Allen's gonna be one of my keepers. Well, either way, it doesn't affect the fact that you're keeping Allen. He doesn't need wide receiver weapons to fucking flourish, but they got to do something. That's all I'm gonna say. They got to do something, and maybe George Pickens. How about that?
No, that's the last guy they want there. Do you
think
that?
You get what I'm saying?
First off, that dude played in Pittsburgh in bad weather, gave up, goes to Dallas, number one offense, scoring offense, in a nice dome, gave up. Now you're going to send him up to Buffalo where they get a foot of fucking snow? Yeah, good luck.
Who do you think won the Minka and Ramsey trade specifically, just in comparison? Neither?
Yeah, I think it was a wash. I think they both lost.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have traded. They shouldn't have done it.
Loveland is mid as hell. Let's move on. Well, it looks like that, but that's also why I did play the clip when he was going on that little rant. But he has a chance to be a Pro Bowler, man. I mean, I admit when I'm wrong. I was really harsh on Loveland, and the jury is still out, but he has impressed me. How about that one? He hasn't.
Chandler, did you see him pancake? Did you see him pancake Myles Garrett yesterday? Because I guess a mid guy who can't block, who's a better receiver. Yeah, whatever.
See, Furious says it can't be the wife. So and Justin says makes sense. What the fuck? Head is worse because she's doing it for the love of the game. No, I feel like girls are very like their bodies. Women respect their bodies much more than we do. Like we'll just bang anything. Like women aren't. Obviously, they have a different.
Not anymore, dude. If you talk to girls who are 18 to 30, those girls are the biggest whores ever.
Oh no,
OnlyFans have made them bigger whores and not
saying
respect their bodies at all.
I am not saying they're not whores.
Well,
what I'm saying
being a whore doesn't respect your body.
Hold on, Ray. Almost every guy is a whore. Not every girl's a whore. And what I mean by that is girls have higher standards than we do.
I guess that means
because they're allowed to have higher standards. They can just hold out and get someone 2 hours later at the bar. We sometimes have to take the first girl or the only girl that wants to. Dude, it's just the way of life. Girls have a lot more options than we do. We don't have. I mean, it depends on the guy, right?
They do, but
you're
here's
a celebrity.
Problem.
If you're Bradley Cooper, you don't have to worry about like you could be picky. Right,
but Rob,
like,
you're not wrong with what you said. The way you said what you said is not wrong. The way you said it is wrong because yes, girls always have more options. They only want the higher options that they can't get. So the options that are good enough for them, they don't go for. Now, of course, if they're really drunk and basically blacked out, yeah, okay. And you're right, guys who are even like sober or a little drunk will bang whatever. And if they're really drunk. Because to your point, a guy that's a 7 will bang a 2 or a 3 when they're really drunk.
Yeah.
Or
girls ain't doing that.
No, a girl who's a 7, will maybe bang a 5 or a 4 at best
if they have a good personality.
No. I'm saying when they're really drunk to be near.
That's where I always thrive. Or if they or here's the thing, if they meet this guy, then the numbers get thrown out.
Honestly, the one thing I want to say about that is that first off, how did the whole cast that were the clearly of the Cosby Show feel about that when that was released? And more importantly, the was it NBC with the Peacock, or is that NBC or ABC? Whichever one it is. I think it's NBC.
Yeah, I don't know.
Whichever, it doesn't matter. Whichever one it is, though. How did they feel that the fact that that Family Guy and Seth MacFarlane made it a point that he even roofied and raped the Peacock mascot? Like
PETA,
that's how bad he was.
Now, all right. PETA doesn't care about what happens to humans. They only care about what happens to fucking animals. Cry Dog's in the chat. By the way, Cry Dog, you weren't tuning in earlier. I told, and I know you know this story. Acknowledge in the chat if you could the story about your bed sheets and the dollar bills and Mark Lebrano. Maybe I shouldn't give out his last name, but the period blood and all that. That's a real story. So again, I tell the truth here. So Cry Dog said, "Sorry if you haven't already addressed this, but I have Chuba and Dowdle. Any advice?" Cry Dog, I know you play half PPR in your league, so in full PPR, Chuba could be the option, but it's Dowdle. Dowdle's back to being the lead dog there. Now, neither of them are preferred options against the Bucks. I feel like I would maybe have Rico as like a 20, 21, 22, and I'd have Chuba a little outside the top 24. But against that run D in a split backfield, not feeling very great about it.
To be honest, dude, I feel like Chuba's more like a 30 to 25, and I think like Rico's more like a 22 to like maybe more like even like a 23 to like 19.
Yeah, but the nice thing is that we saw this last week with the Panthers offensive line getting their guard and center back, like their offensive line. They're a run first team already. So their offensive line's looking okay. So they're a run first team. But this game could get away from them. But we just saw the Bucks lose back-to-back games to the Saints and fucking Falcons. So, like, what are we talking about?
You tell me.
Allen and Cook have me 13-1 in my fantasy league. Yeah, because usually there's only one stinker, and sometimes they both have great games.
Well, and you have literally the entire rushing offense.
Who would you rather have, Michael Carter or Micah Gesicki? I mean, obviously Michael Carter, because Micah Gesicki's a nothing, and they're different positions. Cry Dog, here it is. I told you. Real story. I made him watch the fucking betting and make the bed. Not buy him a new bedding. Not buy him a new bed. What a guy Cry Dog is. I told you. He literally was just like, watch the fucking sheets. See,
you're a good man. I would have fucking told him to buy me a whole new bed, whole new bedding, everything. Just told him, as a matter of fact, I would have told him to drag it to the fucking street at 10 a.m. so everybody would be up to watch you do it with a bloody mattress.
What is this? What is this? This emoji here. Speak for yourselves. I had options. Needed no. Is that like needed no strength? Needed no grossness?
Hold on. I gotta zoom on this.
I see it. It's like the nuclear symbol or something.
The nuclear sign over a face. Oh no, it's just the nuclear sign. Yeah.
What does that mean?
I mean that.
I guess Mal's saying he was picky. Then he could be picky. And I'm not saying guys can't be picky. I'm saying we are in terms of dating, but not in terms of banging, right? Like,
right?
Maybe I'm crazy. I'm just talking about guys I know.
No,
and
that's
I'm also
no. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought we were talking about fantasy. Now we're talking about that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now.
Yeah, Josh Allen was the proper early draft quarterback. He was the early quarterback to draft this year because they've all busted. Lamar got hurt, has been terrible. Burrow got hurt.
Lamar sucks.
It's just not been good. Jaden Daniels was awful. Imagine if this is funny. Imagine if Daniels ends up being the worst quarterback in the class after that NFC Championship game with the fucking Commanders of all franchises.
The first rounders, he might be. I don't think so.
Okay, well, you know what? I wasn't trying to just like speak in all generalities in terms of being, guys. He said even in terms of banging, I'm selective. I mean, some are. I'm saying most aren't. That's all I'm saying from my experience, friends, people I talk to, myself.
You went to college, dude. College, dude. Men in college, they're just looking. It's basically like super bad.
It's the old statement that this is kind of
banged.
true, and pussy ain't got no face, man. You know what's funny is this little 2-minute or 20-minute conversation we were all over the map about the stories. I lost 2 subscribers. You know what? If they can't handle the conversations, then they don't really want them as subscribers because we're gonna do this kind of shit all the time.
Dude,
we're live
dumb.
all the time.
Subs like that though.
Sleeping with a
subs, that's fucked.
No, furious. I know it does. I'm not saying it does. I'm just saying it's just a thing. Like, I've grown up. I'm married. Look, here it is, right here. That's my wife. She's very, very pretty, very sweet, very awesome. Ray, I have a 10. Honestly, all things considered, personality, how she is, she lets me do anything I want. She's beautiful. She's sexy. Giant cans, sweetheart, like 10.
She lets you do anything you want, huh?
To her and in my life, yeah, for sure.
Oh, so in your life with me, anything you want,
No, I'm saying is she's allowing. Most women wouldn't let me turn down a really, really good job to do this and chase my dream and do this 7 nights a week.
Everybody, my point was, I was trying to get to the limit, and Ray found the limit. It's always easy to find the limit for anybody. You just let Ray go in to dig into it.
All right. Easy. That is it for us tonight. Tomorrow night, we're gonna do the waiver show. It'll be an earlier show, 9 p.m. Central. Ray, if you want to hop on for the back half, I got Hank coming on for the first half, only like an hour. So you want to finish the second hour? 9 p.m. I'll put that in the Discord. Everyone that's not in the Patreon or the Discord, Mouse says get Coker. Coker's balling right now. Professionalfanatics.com. Again, a lot of you guys have been here, a lot of shows. Why not get in the community now? Like I said, you're going to want to get in it later, probably when this blows up or gets a little bigger. The advice is real. The fantasy is real. The betting is real. We're dominating this year. So a lot of good perks too. This is just some of them. But you want to be a guest in the show? Boom. You want access to this free merchandise? Boom. You want to play fantasy leagues with us? I will be buying one next year, probably 1 entry per league. I'll be spotting you guys. I'll do it randomly. And the bets, guys, you get access to these bets. I don't charge for these bets. Just get in the community, get in the Discord. You'll get these 77 and 42 on these prop bets. Even odds. I'm not doing adjusted lines. 77 and 42, Ray. This is 4 straight years of just dominating. Also, here's Helen Hunt. Say hello to Helen. Here is our Cam Newton outfit of the day. Hello, Cam. With that, apparently it's his hair coming out of that hat. It looks like a fucking.
Dude, I can't believe you didn't know that, dude. He's been doing that for like.
I don't know what it was,
dude. He's been. No, I'm saying, but like he started doing that. It wasn't right away after he retired. It was when he got into the media. Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
No, but really, but honestly, he started doing that when he got into the media. Because he, going on TV, but he didn't want to cut off his long dreads. So, like, in a way to get fashionable while keeping the dreads, he started literally that's like fedoras and shit. He cut the tops off Like that was sort of like not a total top hat, but you know what I mean, like a taller hat. I'm talking like fedoras and
Very
shit,
tall
dude.
hat.
He'd be cutting up.
Yeah.
He'd be cutting up fedora top hats and doing.
All I
like,
have to say, Ray, is the fact he did not jump on that ball, that fumble in
Ended
the
his
Super
career.
Bowl game. It just makes him a little bitch.
Well, you can camp out here for a while.
Well, this is pretty sweet. Is this couch fold out to a bed?
Yeah, totally great bed. But that's Jenkins' bed. Your bed's over here.
Dude, that is so fucking weak. How am I supposed to get a chick in that?
No, don't worry, dude. You couldn't get a chick if you had a $100 bill hanging out of your zipper.
Yeah, I could.
No, dude, you're a little bitch.
I am not. I don't even know why I hang out with you guys.
Because you're a piece of shit.
I am not a piece of shit.
Well, yeah, but you're a little bitch.
Sure are.
Sure are. God, I love that movie so much.
Shout out, Mouth. Agreed, man. All right. Great show, Ray. Thanks for coming on. This was our recap show, week 15. So we are into the semifinal, week 16 tomorrow. Waivers. We are 2 weeks away. We only have 14 shows left, Ray.
I want to see the playoff matchups.
Oh, and here's what I will say, just so you guys know, if you're interested in the Patreon, you're like, well, football's getting over. Well, you know, we still do a couple football shows a week after the season's over, but we also have a lot of other things we do. We do a show, me and Ray are going to do a show called Open Bar on every Saturday night where we get hammered and just talk about God knows what, whatever you guys want to talk about. Like the Great Pyramids, for instance. We had that discussion. Me and Storey had that discussion. I can't wait to talk to you about this. We're going to do a movie night, Monday night.
Are you kidding me? I know more about that than both of you guys. I already know what you're fucking talking about.
Of course you do, Ray. You know more about everything.
Well, I know what you're talking about, though.
So you're, you're an expert on the pyramids, huh?
Let's not forget, dude, that keeping wildlife, an amphibious rodent for, domestic within the city, that ain't legal either.
What are you, a fucking park ranger now?
No, I'm just trying to
offer... Who gives a shit about the fucking marmot?
I'm curious to see your thoughts. We're going to save this for an open bar episode, though, with Story on. Also, we'll do Monday movies. We go through a movie or it could be best comedies of the 90s where it's really interactive. We're going to have our movie crew on there. Also, a couple other shows during the week. So you're still going to get 3 or 4 shows, maybe 5 shows a week on here, which is going to be awesome. And then we're going to do a big deep dive in the NFL draft every show, pretty much 5 shows a week in April for the NFL draft. And once that's over, I start drafting best ball in May, guys. I'll be on here every day from May until December. And you'll see Ray, you'll see Story, you'll see the Chaz. It's not just one guest. So love you guys. Thank you. Again, one more shout out Downtown Sports, link in the description.
Check out Downtown Sports, man. Well, shout out Miles.
We love you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow, 9 p.m. Central with Hank Mardukas, and you'll see Ray for the back end of that stream. Ray, you have a great night. Chad, have a great night. Thank you guys for everyone that gave me super chats, everyone in the Patreon. Appreciate all you guys. We're out of here.